Road Dawg Crypto, here to move your body. Why don't you hit like, don't be shy, buddy. Show some love. Press that button. Oh, subscribe, let's roll. Wiggle free. Just shining like a Korean sun. Bull run, coming for that southern fun. Fibonacci vibes, natural flow. Let me teach you the game, no fees, let's go. Free like the wind, cruising the road. But hit that like, let's break the code. To the beat, raise up the vibe. Crypto's alive, let it thrive. Why don't you hit like my people? Road Dawg Crypto, fire solito. Subscribe now, show me the vibe. Fibonacci flow, rhythm so alive. Why don't you hit like my people? Road Dawg Crypto, fire solito. Subscribe now, show me the vibe. Fibonacci flow, rhythm so alive, rhythm so alive. Golden reasons, values on the rise. Crypto dancing, pure surprise. Chain rhythm, elegant sound. Don't hold back, let's turn it up loud. Road Dawg teaches pure energy. Hit that like, feel the melody. Ooh, show some love. Record scratch vibes, heat rising above, singing loud. Fibonacci at 10. Road Dawg Crypto, break it again. Why don't you hit like my people? Road Dawg Crypto, fire solito. Subscribe now, show me the vibe. Fibonacci flow, rhythm so alive. Why don't you hit like my people? Road Dawg Crypto, fire solito. Subscribe now, show me the vibe. Fibonacci flow, rhythm so alive, rhythm so alive. Rhythm so alive, rhythm so alive. Rhythm so alive, rhythm so alive. Crypto flow in the air, never ends. Oh, here it comes. Jumped on a dip, thought I'd strike a vein. Breathes a sly wolf dancing in my brain. Snatched a coin mid-fall, played the fool's parade. Now I'm dodging wild swings, caught in the trade. Market's a beast, roaring through the fray. Still beliefs pile up, leading me astray. Q4's a rumble, hopes a distant drum. Dip dive mania, facing the hum. Hooked a shaky bit, roll the hype's wild roar.
That's because he don't use the treadmill next to him when he goes to the gym. He ignores them and sits on the other side. It's only the people, only the ones that try to use the treadmill next to the any female to get they choose the bear. I saw that here on YouTube. It must be true. He's got better dance moves than I do, though. That probably counts for something. He got a lot of claws for a bear. They may be fake nails. Or maybe that's me hating on the bear. Aren't you supposed to be checking the microphone, not having a conversation with the chat? Isn't that your job, chump? Oh, shut up, Shadi. 1, 2, 1, 2. You got it? I got it. Oh, there, it's all done. Gotta go. Oh, here comes that weirdo. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the ringing of the cowbell to clear the air, to start a new day. A little cowbell and a whole lot of Jesus, that's all we need.
Crypto crash with poker clash. I'm chasing that green. Volatility's my vibe. Riding peaks and pits. Bad beats in the deck, but I glow through the hits. Trap beat hitting heavy bass, shaking the floor. From the felt to the blockchain, I'm the boss of the core. Neutral bearish tension, but hopes in my veins. Stacking sats or chips, turn lost to gains.
I'm the rookie at the table, chips low, pulse racing. High stakes in the game, grinding for salvation. Liquidation slam like a river card shock, but I hold through the storm, flip fade on the clock. No pros in my corner, just hustle and grit. Crypto's 24/7, no quitting the fit. September slump.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to begin. Please don't hang your hands and feet outside the window and don't feed the bears and all that good stuff. Try not to get eaten by bears. The bears are out and they're hungry. Don't get bitten. It's never good to be bitten by a bear. That's what Pop always said. Stay away from that bear. He will kill you if he gets a chance. That's what I have to share. Thank you.
But hopes in my veins, stack them sats or chips, turn lost to gains. Tables tight, I'm bluffing with a shaky hand. Eyes on the prize.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, frogs and squirrels. Hey, squirrel. Hey, welcome to Late Night Crypto, the Road Dawg here on a Saturday night, November 22nd. Wow. Man, this year sure did fly by fast if you're sitting here glued to the damn chart, living your life by the ebbs and flow of Bitcoin and crypto. Gosh, not exactly that paradise vacation I imagined was sold when they first conned me in to join my first trading group. I'm still waiting for that Lambo to show up in my driveway. Right now, I'd be happy with a used bicycle. We're looking at Bitcoin here at 185, almost 180. I'm not 100. Oh gosh, that was my bad. 86, almost $86,000 after dipping down, gosh darn, somewhere around 80,500 back on Friday. The surprise Friday. Was it really Friday? It was early morning Friday, and then from early morning Friday. After those greedy Brits, I'm blaming it on you, Britain. Yeah, I was blaming it on China, but we found out who the real culprit is. It's you gosh darn Brits. What's up with you guys? You hate crypto? Why? Why are you dumping all the Bitcoin? You scared? You scared? You manipulating? Because I'm just saying, you guys got those old banks and stuff. That's where all that crap started. Yeah. Let's go back to the script days in the colonies where you were extracting all the gold from the states over. Yeah. I'm not holding a grudge or anything. I'm just saying, y'all play from some devious bastard rules is what I'm saying. So the Brits have been dumping on us early wee mornings of the hours. Naughty. Shame you got caught. We're going to expose you. All right. And then here we are on the weekend, though. Now, raise your hand or type 11 or if you want. If you've heard me talk over the past year or two, how, we kind of look at the weekend to kind of gauge what's going on in the market. We use that as part of one of our indicators too. And toward the end of the cycle is when we expect to see more activity on the weekends. Now, ideally, it will be from the retail people, like fresh new retail, not the old retail, which is us, that we've been retailing our asses out for the past 4 years on this cycle. Because the cycle has completed its 4 years from the top. I'm just throwing that out there. And a lot of people, rightly, my time, would assume that we are in a bear market. We may be. There's a lot of indicators that give you confirmation saying, no, the bear market's here, that have traditionally said bear market's here, and they've been right. So we got a couple of ways to look at Bitcoin. Either this is like our little dead cat bounce, or, well, I guess that's what some people would call it. I'm not as clear on that definition. It's a little fuzzy. Or we come back up and retest, and we may come back up to 100, maybe a little over 100. That'd be kind of bullish in my personal opinion. Before coming back down and maybe going lower. That's kind of what some people are kind of seeing now. I've got some wilder GAN analysis that is actually saying something for Bitcoin. Man, I don't know about altcoins. I haven't really went too deep on the altcoins on it, but does suggest something similar to that. But we come back down to the areas that we're at now, around 80,000, and we double bottom here in January, and then it gets fun into summer. Now I don't know, but this is based off of GAN Techniques, WD GAN, very famous, very, very famous and very accurate trader from back in the day. And I don't know, but I'm looking for that because it's been my assumption that the year of global adoption for Bitcoin, that everything does change for Bitcoin. So I'm not full on bearish yet, but I am optimistic. If I were full on bearish, I wouldn't have been loading up down here for a bigger position as we make a little comeback. Here we're on the 6 minute, and we're starting to step through our moving averages. If you can see, I use quite a number of them, but we're just kind of looping our way up one by one by one by one, and coming up to the 800 over here on the 6 minute time frame, very small time frame. Let me zoom out to say we usually like to look at about the 4 hour. Especially when it comes to monitoring the weekend. And we zoom out to there, it's like, oh, you hardly moved at all. You hardly did anything. But this was the area that we needed for support based on this low here and this high here. And now we've also been tracking on the bigger pictures where I'm going to scroll out to the daily chart. The bigger Fibonacci from our low to high, which is also right there in that same area, right? And we did go a little bit below it, but we didn't come down far enough to get the 0.5. Now that's a good sign. And we talked about the possibility that, it may not bounce exactly off of 84,000. But that's the number I was looking for. A lot of people were looking for 88, and once we started going down there, I'm like, well, I don't know. That's 84 is where we need to go if we're going to do the bigger picture of things. But this area, and I'll still maintain this while we're doing it. I know it looks for this trend line, we broke it. It looks like it's all over. It does look that way, right? But we come back down here, we got a little bit more wiggle room to that last little touch right there, right above my little turkey legs there. See, look at my sexy little turkey thingies, my footsies, my yeah. Speaking of footsies, if you want the real skinny and and fungusy toe jam feet, dirty toenails and stinky feet turn you on like it does the weird part of the population. Hey man, for you guys, $2,499 a month will get you to a very private room with yours truly here, Turkey, and I'll give you those daily Bitcoin updates with my fungusy toenails. And if you tip me, I'll even use the turkey feet one. And point to the best possible entry and exit prices to play. It's worth every $100 that you spend over, every $2,400 and $2,500 a month that you spend with me over here. Testimonials, yeah, I know. You guys in Dubai, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Weird, you're weird, goofy, and you got some weird ass requests. I'm still not doing, and I'm never wearing a sports bra for you. Sorry, that's out of the question. But other than that, love you guys. Back to our show here. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it sucks. The only way that you can really buy a Lambo around here is to have a paid trading agreement. That's what. Yeah, I'm working on my Lambo right there. You guys in Dubai, you little freaks like you. Sharia that. All right, so the interesting predicament if we take this body over here, take it to the wick, and we're still below it. Oh my God, we still lost it. Man, that's kind of a bad sign. That's not the greatest sign. We gave it all the wiggle room in the world. We've got another trend line way down here pointing toward, oh my God, to areas around 60,000. Now, do I think that that's happening now? Well, I hope to God not, but it could. If we are in a bear market, eventually, yeah, we could get down there on that trend line and still get a nice little bounce from there, crazy as that sounds. Or we could be doing something a little bit more sexy, a little bit more twisted, something just kind of get people, I don't know, surprise the hell out of people, catch them off guard. And that would be coming back up to our 200 moving average area, which is still at $110,000 here on the daily. Why, my gosh, our 9 moving average is at 90,000. You know that we don't stay away from the 9 or any of these, the 9, the 21, and especially the 200. It takes a little longer to go back and talk to the 200 moving average, but we always do, right? That's just how price action works. That's why we use it as a strategy, because we just can't ever get away totally from the 200 moving average. That's that yellow line in the middle of our road. That's where is it yellow or white? Oh gosh darn it, yellow's on the... I don't know, they switch. It depends on where you are. Anyway, in our universe, that's that center line in the middle of the highway right there that kind of divides traffic going bullish or bearish. And we're on the bearish side of it, but we still kind of swerve over to the center line a lot, all the time. Anyway, I learned to drive at Chinese driving school. I learned from the real professors. I know how to drive very well. Thank you. All right, swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. If we are bottoming out here at this red moving average line, this one right here, which is that's our little Lucy lady that we watched, that devil girl that always has something to do with price. It's the first time I've seen it happen here on the daily at all during the cycle, so this is new territory. But we have seen that happen on other time frames, smaller time frames, and that's definitely a place where we can get a nice little bounce, as long as she doesn't swallow us whole. If she swallows us whole, then we're headed toward the 800, which is down here, areas that we don't want to go. Where angels fear to tread at the moment to 76,000. That would throw everybody the hell off. That would say definitely bear market vibes, wouldn't you say? You do have recently here on the daily, you can take this Fibonacci off, make sure that we've got our microphones on and everything here. I see you, Chad. I'm coming over in just a second. We already had the 50 moving average, which crossed barely over the 200, and that's called a death cross. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, it's over! And now we got the 100 crossing the 200, and I'm telling you that in my experience, about 2/3 of the time, so are you saying 68%? No, but that would be like 66%, I believe, if we do correctly. About two out of 3 times, price will go back to touch that 100 moving, that 100 MA area. Now it will lower over time as price starts to go back up there, but that's the one that it wants to go back and talk to. So I see that as a positive thing. And what could happen if we do that? We got some ideas. We come back up and, get rejected off this trend line somewhere around 96, 97,000. That could be a real possibility. That might be making our W, bring us back down here into, January. And somewhere around the second week of January, after the first week of January, I'm expecting and hoping this area here to have a double duty as support. That lines up with a 315-degree Gann angle thing. This is the price for that angle. This is, and then the second week of January is the time element for that angle. And if those two happen to correspond at the same time, which it looks like it could, that could be a hell of a support area. That's one play that I'm looking at in the future. That's just it's one of those kind of take it with a grain of salt, but I've got my ear to the ground on it, because I think we got a surprise here in 2026 when all this bullcrap finally gets straightened out and we start seeing our economies turn back around. I think Bitcoin will benefit from that, and given who owns most of the Bitcoin now, they want to see a return on their investments that they've been buying, especially from the 70s, from all through here, and especially the ones that they have bought over here. So here we are. We're at the 786 fib area. That's what we just recovered right now, and the purple one over here is the 886. And we came right to it. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign. As a matter of fact, we can get us some great little target areas just based on that alone. And the first area that I want to look at is right here, 100,000. No, that's crazy. We're in a bear market. We're not going back up there. Who said that? Well, that's just what the chart is telling me. It may be telling you something different, but I'll listen to the chart. There's this little area right here, the 618 fib on the retracement. but I'm also got my eyes up for. Don't know if we hit that one. That 105 though, right here. This is not really a target per se, as more of a very cautionary place to see how we respond, because that would be a good place for us not to be able to get past, where we can't get past that little last high that we got here on this daily chart. That would be the struggle. I mean, well, you know, you'd say struggle and get back into the trend line. Yeah, that's going to be a struggle too, but I think we can get past this one. I think we can work our way up here to this one. I don't know about getting up here past here yet before we get rejected back. And maybe we respect this trend line and make a higher level. I don't know. Nobody knows what the hell's going on right now. But what we do know is that we caught support and that we do have an upward play, at least up, according to our fib strategy, we very realistically up to 100,000 again to retest that area. And that's what I'm swinging with. Right or wrong. Oh my God, I just said that before and that was wrong. The support area 110 didn't hold. Currently, we got to get past here. So this 88,000 area is kind of a hiccup. And we can also monitor that with our little fib strategy from the impulse move right here. Oh, you're telling me really right here about 86.8, just right under 87,000 would be, yeah, that'd be a questionable area. So if we can get above that 50% fib, we got a better shot. Even if we, you know, we can even lose it. We can get up above it, say we get rejected by the 618, the 88,000 one up here. Just getting above the 0.5 gives us less of a probability to come back down to these basement areas, the bottom basement areas here. But if we get rejected at that one, these bargain basement prices are open for discussion, and that does take us down to 72, probably more around 77, just based on this for the moment. That could happen. So that's why the fibs are important for us to gauge this up. But so far, it has already gotten past all the little levels, you know, some good levels to suggest that it's got some more strength in it. Now, if we want to follow our trend lines, which I always recommend that you do, here on the 4 hour, we'll just draw this thing out. She started slanting down a little bit, curving down, and that's never good. I don't like that. That's not cool. But it does give us some places up here closer to 90,000. These areas of support that we lost, right around 90,000. Be one of our first places to catch a little hiccup. So, can we do Nani? Can we do Nani? Can we go up to that 50 moving average? Because moving average strategy, that way, if we're looking at that strategy, and I show you a lot of different strategies, and one of them might resonate with you, and maybe use them in conjunction like I do. I find that that's very helpful too. Actually, that's a lot of what we do here, is finding the confluence and conjunctions, and that's what gives us more accurate results in my personal opinion and experience. But we're over the 9 moving average, we'll get over the 21, and then we start heading toward the 50, about 90. That's what we want to see. Now, when we get it, well, that's a different story, but it looks like we're trying. That's what we need to do by the moving average strategy. If we get ballsy and don't get rejected there and come down to make some kind of double bottom over here or some kind of bottoming pattern, which we haven't really done yet. I mean, some people might see an Adam and Eve formation on the smaller time frames, but, you know, again, that might be smaller time frames. That's a very shallow Adam and Eve. But yeah, it does qualify. And I guess if you're looking for that idea pattern-wise, smaller time frames, you know, you're putting your measure move, which ironically takes us up here to that gorgeous fib level. See how this stuff kind of interacts? It's like Lego blocks. Mix and match. Building it as you go, I guess. My least favorite is flag to the upside for everything. That is my least favorite in approach, which is very common over here. But I do see us coming up to 90 and seeing what we can do there. Can you do something for me, Bitcoin? Now, if we're looking for local patterns, and you see me draw these old guys a lot, and they do pretty well. Now, a lot of times, one of the things I look for in these bearish or bullish, this is the bullish version of the megaphone pattern, which is really just a squeeze on a larger channel idea, because you got more of a channel, parallel channel. But if we're going to try to force us into some kind of pattern that we can we can apply some statistics to. If the channel is too boring for you and you want to spice it up, we can be looking for this guy right here. But a lot of times what we see is we do get what we call a point of decline, where it doesn't come down to meet the bottom of the trend line, but it levels off. And a lot of times that involves a double bottom or something, situation like that. So there's a situation where they might be running us up a little bit on the weekends. Is that unheard of? Oh, that never happened. Oh, it's the first time that's ever yeah, that happens all the damn time. And then we start seeing the sell-off on sometimes Monday, sometimes Tuesday. Definitely Wednesdays seem to be a good day. They mix it up on us every once in a while, but usually if you're going up on the weekends, you got a little dumpy dump somewhere in the early to midweek there, as they just try to pull the floor out from under us. Bitcoin for the year, giving back all its gains, except for this weekend. And if you'd followed our trading group or whatever, you would see me tracking these bottom areas over here, and even getting more fib areas and targets on smaller time frames, just to kind of help nail these areas over here with our techniques here. And now on the bigger picture, from the last low we had at 70 watt to our high, we're coming out of the support area right now, and it's like I said, 100,000. It's really where I've got my eye on, and so I'm trying to make me a play up to there, and then from there we'll figure it out, right? So it's starting to shape up a little bit better, a little shaky, but the momentum's starting to flip just a little bit on the weekend if we can hold it and not let this be just another big old disappointing flush out like so many other days were, when, oh look, a double bottom, well look, but we just couldn't get past the certain levels. What levels was that, Road Dawg, that we couldn't get past? Well, some of the same ones I'm telling you right now. We look for the 0.5. Now, this one actually got past the 0.5 and got rejected at the 618 and then rolled over. Now, I actually thought that was going to be a little bit more helpful for us at 106,000, but it wasn't. We did roll over. Trend lines are when your best friends were navigating this and even losing the trend line, it did come up and barely retested that trend line. These are things we go back and look in hindsight so that we know, and the next time we get into the situation, things to look for to help us make better decisions, and that's why I do this. It's not Money Morgan quarterback. Oh, you should have shorted here. You could have shorted here. I don't think maybe some people did, and most people didn't. Most people don't feel like shorting until you actually come to a lower low and everything starts falling apart. And like over here, when it fell down here, a lot of people were shorting here, and then it took them out. But the bump ups, those higher lows, the 618s, the 0.5s, and whatnot, those are the good places to look for your shorts at this point in the game. And one of those such places would be right here at about 90,000 if we can get up there. Maybe a place to short, maybe not. I'm longing myself. I'm doing the old long game over here because, well, what's there the short? The short is already, we already hit our bottom target areas. Why do I want to short the bottom? Why do I want to play a short in the bottom? So while all this is going on, well, altcoins are just having, well, their ups and downs and whatever. But for the month, if we look for altcoins, still down across the board, and what are we looking at? Up to 30% in some of them. The smaller market caps got decimated. And, well, what's this one? The 607. People kind of overlooked you. What happened over here? 67. I never even heard of that. How much you want to bet it's a meme coin? Because, well, a lot of the coins are meme coins, right? But the top 100 is down 14%. Not bad. I mean, not good, but we've seen worse. The rest of the sectors. On the week, across the board, somewhere between typically about 8 to 11%, 13% in some of these areas here that was lost this week. So things are definitely on some discounts. Here on the daily, though, we're getting a little bit of love. Now the Bitcoin's kind of turning around on the weekend. We're seeing some people start getting into some of these altcoins again. And Seems like it's mostly the top 300, maybe the top 400 getting most of the love here. Little one, the top 500. Can we say top 500 and more? Hadn't really seen it spill over to the very tiny ones there, but we're getting some love on some of them. Not so much for me, but we do talk about this coin a lot. We talk a lot about Zcash because we talked about it before. It was fun to talk about. That's one that I've been following ever since it dropped down in the 30s there. And I got pissed at Binance for all the FUD they had. Because they kind of janked up my position. I had a really nice position of it until they started doing that. Then I had to de-risk some of it and try to build it back. And it didn't get as big as it could have been if Binance hadn't started that little fear thing. And you look back now, you say, oh, I bet you bastards did that on purpose, didn't you? You little... Pay attention to stuff that Binance says now a lot earlier when they start fudding things out. Why would they come out and have a warning about it? Well, we're going to delist you because of, making all this stuff. We're uncertain about you, so we're putting all this negative stuff out, and then those turn out to be the ones that pump in the market. It's not manipulation. So we added in this nice harmonic pattern, which played out, and then we ended up getting another harmonic pattern here, and I don't not on this chart. I didn't pan you out, but she also did the same thing. 786 retracement right here. Beautiful. That's where our harmonic pattern would lead us back to. So whether you understand the harmonic patterns or not, if you got an M pattern, look for a 786 and especially the 886, okay? On your fibs, I don't care. You don't have to understand what all this stuff is. I'm giving you some cheat codes here. And 786 is an 886. Don't forget that 886. A lot of these harmonic patterns target that 886. Some of them target the 127s down here, special ones, right? The ones with the higher highs are the ones that you want to look for some of the lower lows. And if you ever looked at why the hell, how do we come up here and make this higher high and then we came down and made a lower low? Well, that was on this one, but this one had a lower high technically. That's not the example of what I'm trying to show you, but you will see that sometimes where you have a top and you make this higher. You get a higher high and then you get a lower low. Okay, that's what it looks like. Okay, this is kind of a shark variation. Little nasty bastards that they are, but they can be fun. They can be fun. And there's also there is one with a lower low that goes deeper. It's called a crab, but anyway. It's a different from your triangles and flag patterns and stuff like that. And I think it's very interesting because it is based off of Fibonacci, which I think is God's math. I saw something very interesting on YouTube, and you can switch it up, but did you know they took the Fibonacci sequence and applied it to piano, and it is one of the most beautiful songs I think I've ever heard in my life. It's so melodious and harmonic. And there's also one for pi, the 1618, or 31 pi 3.14. Carrying that on makes a beautiful song. And I just think those are just like God's Easter eggs here in math and in life. And that was kind of amazing just to see that. It's like you're decoding music God written like billions of years ago. That's how I look at it. Call me crazy. Call me sentimental. Call me a turkey if you want to. You might be right. Swing high to swing low. Tell me where price is going to go. We got rejected off of the 0.5 here on this guy for Zcash. She's probably coming for a pullback, and maybe she'll come back to 530 area to retest that. Remember that was the juicy buy zone we broke out of. We got a nice little W pattern. It's not a W. It's a. I mean, it can be if you want to twist your eyes, but it's got one of those nice little roundy ones over here. That's one of my favorite ones. I like those. And coming back to retest that area at 530, very, very good chance that we could see that happen. Here on the 24-minute, which happens to be where we are, we got some rejection here, but it's pretty good. All the moving averages are kind of bullish, so it doesn't have to come all the way back there. If you bounce off of a 382, that would be gorgeous too, but there's I'm curious. It's bullish. We do bounce off of, say, 557. That is great. Yeah, but this 530, I think we might actually keep our eyes on that one. Price action wise and the way everything happened over here, it is starting to shape up that we might get that little guy for Zcash if she wants to pull back. But however, some people were shorting this very brazenly. I think they might have got their short in early. I don't know. But hopefully, you know, they are still bragging about it. They would have took profit at the proper fib levels there. But this is a nice little gainer on Bitcoin, and then the reason that's exactly the reason that we're looking at it right now, because if you put it up against Bitcoin, you can see that over here from this double bottom pattern, now however you wanted to play it, whether you were playing playing the levels and waiting for it to get past the neckline, or if you're playing the diagonals and waiting for it to get a breakout there. Let's say if you got in at 0.006, and at 0.0067, you're like, well, that's not very much. Well, that's a good 10% or more, right? 15% up there to the 200 moving average on this one where it spiked up. You know, grow your Bitcoin by 10% just on that move. And if she's got more to do, which, you know, she bounced off of a bottom area for this guy right here, right? Signifies that, you know, we got some higher areas we can go to. So imagine you put in 0.1 or 0.01 Bitcoin, whatever Bitcoin that you can afford in, and we get up to these higher targets and you get 25% more. You come out with 0.0017 Bitcoin instead of 0.001 if you put that much in. And that's kind of cool. So I like to grow my Bitcoin. I like to see my Bitcoin bags grow. I've seen the altcoins demolish my Bitcoin bags, just having to deal with them. We were curving up and we lost a little bit of it. So, I mean, Zcash, I'm not saying there's some ideas that we might get up here to some of these higher targets, but there's some ideas that we might make a lower high and start to, you know, really fade too. So we don't get too crazy on this stuff, but we do have a nice trend line idea right here. And it does suggest that, what if we can get to 0.001? What if we can? From down here where we were 0.006, or if we even go back near there, yeah, we got about a 50 to 60% move there. It's not much. That's not bad to grow your Bitcoin from 20 to 50%, in my personal opinion. 27 people hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for being here. Let's come over and talk to everybody, shall we?
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to come over here to this 6-minute chart on Bitcoin as we watch it test this area over here. So we're coming up to one of our targets at 86. What do we got? 86.7. Oh, this is old. This is not that. Oh, we got you inside a trend line on that one. I have to look at that idea here. Yeah, this is the chart we were on. I need the support. That's when we started looking on. And again, just from this top to this low, let's see, measure and see how we're doing. And we're approaching our 0.5 Fibonacci here, and that'll give us a little bit of a night. We really would like to see it go above there. I'd really like to see it touch this one at 88. So I'm hoping that we can at least, our next rejection point will be here at 88. And not here at the almost 87,000. We need to recover 87. We really do. I don't know if we'll come back and then have to go another route, but it would be really good if we could just break through it a little bit. Give us some hope in there. Show me you can do it. Show me you can do something here and not get rejected there, because, as I said, getting rejected here does open the door. It puts it back on the table for these lower areas at around 75, 77. We don't want to see that. There's other bullet scenarios. You know, this area could still hold its support, but let's see if we can get a little bit more out of you, Bitcoin. I'm gonna go ahead and label this little guy so we can watch him. The purple dilly-dally line right there. Tell me what you're gonna do, Bitcoin. Are you gonna get above it? Can you get above it? Can you break above it? I think you can do it. You said you were going to the chat, but yet you never did. Oh, shut up. Okay. That was an internal memo from Sean right there. So we got Toby Boy saying, let's go, TA and Laughs. Thank you for being here, Toby Boy. You're in number one. First person here always gets the free STD of the day. We'll give you the clap every chance that we can do it. Road Dawg Crypto, we'll give you the clap for, yeah, you're first. We'll definitely give you the clap. Anyway, We got Postmodern Oddities. How's it going, my man? Person, welcome. And Strake is in the house, my OG right there. Floki's Angels says, I love your show, and I always love that comment, so. We got a lot of claps for Floki. Scar Jesco says, love that bear. It looks like the one I saw in the mountain. On the mountain. Postmodern says, I noticed that too. I was like, damn, he's got a lot of claws. Yeah, he had extra fingers, didn't he? She is just with the bear because she shorted Bitcoin at 106 and just closed it. She keeps smiling at me. Ah. He had 100x leverage too. Nightbot. Postmodern Odyssey says, it's just a baby bear market. Swamp Scotch, okay. It's really throwing me off with these email names, I guess, instead of our usernames that we normally see here on, because we got used to, the usernames. And I don't know. I notice a lot of things changed lately, and that's kind of weird, because Mercury's in retrograde, and you're seeing, well, it's not a great time to do anything big and bold when it comes to communications, when it comes to commerce and banking and things like that, which I had opened a new checking account. They actually went really good. Things related to we got commerce. Oh my gosh, communication, commerce. Those are two of the bigger ones right there. And your electronics. It has an effect on your electronics. So if you've had a lot of computer glitches, a lot of things, you get stuck with that robot on the telephone or whatever, I don't know. There's just frustrating issues with your electronic devices, computers, bugs, that kind of stuff runs rampant. And hopefully we just got a little bit more of about a week and a half of that left before that starting to clear up. It's like a 3-week window, supposedly, but I see it more of a 6-week window with a little time leading in, a little time leading out. I don't know. And markets are kind of choppy and not fun to be in during those times. I'm using the 5MA strategy and took partial profits on the ETH long at the 21 EMA on the 4-hour. Now I have an ETH position that can get stopped out in profit or make more profit at 2,900. I am also in an ETH long. I've got some perpetual plays going on, and I'm going to set up an exchange again for the channel here. One of the new exchanges that I guess I'm working with. I don't know. I need to do something because it's been a few weeks and I haven't done the damn thing. Haven't even moved any money over there. But I'm going to start trading here a little bit on the stream. But I'm going to make sure that on this one that I'm only trading here on the stream. Whatever I do is here, and try that, and we can just track this stuff, because I do like taking, and it'll probably be a small account, probably throw a couple $100 in there. I like taking small accounts, and because that's where you test your skills, man. When you hear the people, even the gurus talk over here, they're always talking about how hard it is to, and it's hard to grow a small account, and it's not near as sexy to grow a small account, but that's more real for the people that would be coming in and learning, and especially if you're trying to go into perpetual futures, because you're told, get good at spot first, have your spot holdings and playing all of that before you try to do futures, and that's damn good advice. And so you'd only take a small amount of your, a small portion of your spot trading account or whatever to put it in the futures, and I think $200 to $500 is probably a good area to kind of reflect what some people a little bit newer to it would be trying to open up an account with and trying to grow. So I like to do that rather than be the gurus out there that started out with $5,000 accounts. And I don't know. I mean, I saw several gurus out here, and they would go for almost 2 years without growing that, and then they'd slip money in to make it, to make the account bigger. But you don't really see them doubling their accounts or anything like that, right? It's kind of, and I've seen accounts up to 30,000, and now they're 15. Talk a good game, but we all know where their money comes from. It's not so much from scalping. That would support their lifestyle, right? They don't like to talk about where their real money comes from for some reason. As long as you join the trading group, though, you're good, though, right? We got, why is my name changed? I know. It throws everybody up. And we got, hey, there's Jim. How's it going, Jim? CME was extremely careful not to gap down at any point during the entire move. Was it? Clever. That's interesting. I'm probably paying more attention to the CME one tomorrow, Sunday, and seeing what we got. I like to look at it on the Sundays. We got Ave. How's it going, Ave? Chris Klein says, I'm honestly not bearish until about 67,000 or so. I can honestly see 74.9 or 75 for sure if we keep on dipping below 80,000. But I see the bear market low being around 50 or so. I don't think we're going to get very much past there. Now, the rule of thumb that we had before, which, you know, worked on the few cycles we had in Bitcoin, was that typically the low of the bear market, the next bear market, doesn't go below the top of the previous bull market. Now, Elliott Wave would, for the first wave, would say, okay, but they can overlap. We've seen it overlap this past time. We went past... But that's a good general rule to go with. It's a good general rule to go with. The right in the same areas that we topped out on the last cycle should be somewhere near our bottoms within the range. And so since we topped out last cycle somewhere around, what, 65,000 was the norm, somewhere through there would be really good support for Bitcoin. And maybe if they dip lower, 55K, I'd be looking more at fib levels for those areas for me. Rather than just eyeballing horizontal levels, because that's just how I roll. Oh, it's time for our sponsor, some good ass coffee. Hey, Ave.
The morning's gray, the clocks are full, the world outside moves slow, so slow. But there's a spark, a golden glow. Good ass coffee's here, you know. Oh, the best part of waking up is good ass coffee in your cup.
Oh, I thought I was going to keep going, but it didn't. Hey, so get a good ass coffee, which honestly, I'm drinking the chicory stuff tonight because that good ass coffee keeps me up all night, man. Even if I drink it early, like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, or no, not in the morning, but even if I drink it like our early stream at 9 o'clock, I was still up to the wee hours of the morning. I think I have selective insomnia, or I think I have some kind of cyclic cicadas. My cicadas are humming off cycle. I have some deranged cicadas. Circadian rhythm. I have no circadian rhythm. I have no rhythm. I have no circadian rhythm. Or pronunciation skills for that word, apparently. But I do have some good ass coffee. Postmodern says, yeah, we've seen this move before. Let's hope it sticks. Talk about manipulation. That was funny, dog. I wish I knew what I said. XRP bouncing a little finally. Well, it needs to. Man, ever since it went back up to its all-time high, met that previous all-time high, I think it went a little bit above it. Was about 356, somewhere through there. It's been dead since then. It's just been, that was it. I mean, sad to say. That's kind of a big drop from 350. It's a slow burn, the worst kind. The hopeful, oh, we'll bounce at any point. We're not bouncing. Oh. I see why all the privacy coins were on the run, so they could dump all the Bitcoin without anybody knowing. That's one way to look at it, I guess. Is it the main reason? I don't know. I'd say there's probably a few other variables there. I would say a lot of it, I think personally, a lot of it has to do with I mean, you are a good point. That's a good way to and to take profits and put it somewhere so everybody can't be nosy and find out about it. That's legit too. And take it and move it back into Bitcoin on some other different wallet, so that it's as traceable and stuff like that. Or I see the appreciation for it, but also the tokenomics. Tokenomics have a lot to do with it. I don't know that Zcash. I mean, I don't think that Zcash is going to be the new Bitcoin, and I think that narrative has been kind of thrown out there a little bit too. I mean, it's cool, and it's a spin-off of Bitcoin. It's got some cool features, but you know, will it start encroaching on Ethereum and all that? I don't know about any of that, but we know it's on the run right now. And it's got potential, right? It's got potential. It could see $900. It could see $1,600 if we get like altcoin season in a bear market. Actually, did you? I mean, I want to remind you that in 2017 and the other ones, it was after Bitcoin topped out that you saw the altcoin seasons where altcoins were outperforming Bitcoin because, well, Bitcoin, if it dumps and altcoins to go off, well, then there you go. You gain against Bitcoin. I'm taking advantage of that. I don't know. Some people be saying, why do you want Bitcoin if Bitcoin's going to be coming down? Because you need Bitcoin. If you hadn't learned that this cycle, I don't know if I can help you out, man. I started out Bitcoin heavy in this cycle, and these altcoins ate into my Bitcoin, and that really pissed me off. We'll not be making that mistake again. Altcoins, I'm looking at you side-eyed from here on out. I got to say, you've not proved yourself this cycle whatsoever. The bull market for altcoins was April of 2024, and ever since then they just sucked and tore up. You guys remember OEM, the one that rose from nothing to $9 or $10? I think it got to 12 at one point, and then now it's somewhere 15 cents right now. It doesn't take much to ruin a good altcoin. You don't see anything ruin Bitcoin in its whole history, other than manipulation from government entities and banks trying to get it down. God's math, God is better than God's wrath. Yes, it is. Greater than God's wrath. My Nightbot definitely has a crush on Chris Klein. That's crazy. Postmark says, I see it going up with the price of Bitcoin. Nice, it's tricky with her names changing up in the chat. And yes, it is. Very different there. Is that music too loud? Man, I hate to do this, but since I don't have big ass trading groups or anything like that, I do have to take sponsors from wherever I can get it, and so here's our attorney.
Crypto Cowboys, Moon Alimony Bags. Subscribe to Road Dawg Crypto now. Like or bear eats you. Better call Road Dawg. She gets house, I keep ape. Fair? No. Objection. He didn't rug, he merely redecorated. Subscribe to Road Dawg Crypto or the SEC redecorates YOU.
All right. I guess we got to turn the music back on, Sean. Sean, wake up! I saw him out there dozing over there. No, don't say that too loud. Now if you like Zcash, look at what happened to Caspa after people started saying that Bitcoin's hitman off Caspa. Ah, man, Caspa was, wow, a lot of people got very emotionally tied to Caspa. And it's sad when people do that because they don't want to hear the truth when you got truth to tell them, sadly. And when you see the warning signs on the wall for Caspa, but they were there. And then you get so many people, I mean, you're rooting for them, right? You're rooting for them that, yeah, this will work out. Hopefully, I hope it does. But from Caspa falling from around 20 cents to, where's it now? About a nickel, somewhere through there. Somewhere between nickel and 8 cents. Closer to a nickel, I bet. That's kind of sad, but there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of good things about it. But one of the red flags that I saw with Caspa was when they put memes there. And I don't think that was from the team. It was like it was infiltrated and you had all that meme stuff go off. What really, and I still maintain it, is that stablecoin. If they could have introduced stablecoin over there, that's what they needed to do. If they could have done that, they would have been on the right path. My opinions, though, for whatever it's worth. Good thing you listened when I told you to get the profile pic. I'm one of them. I love Caspa, says Chris Line. Well, I've got a Caspa mine. I still got my Caspa bag. It's smaller than what I started out with because I was building it with spot margin. And then, when things don't go good anymore on it, well, then you have to take your little lumps there. So my bag is a little bit smaller, but I do have it. I put it back over into my Tangem wallet, so that I wouldn't have it at risk anymore. Win triangles. Here's your triangles. Uh-oh, I did something there. Caspa's run from the bottom is impressive, especially how long it ran for. It did do good. And man, I was when it was first getting popular, it was Caspa was getting some stuff, and then also Kadena. And I think early on, because they were all new coins to me, I got them a little mixed up, and where I meant to go into Caspa, I ended up going into Kadena heavier, which for that during that time it was okay. Kadena had pretty, a pretty good section of time where it had some narrative and everything, until it didn't, and now Kadena is no more. Isn't that crazy? One that was kind of started by some people. I think they came from JP Morgan Chase. Developers were over there, came over and did a better version of whatever and everything, and Kadena looked hot, and there were certain influencers just promising the world for it and everything, or really hyping it up and everything, and then nothing became of it. But then I finally caught on. Oh crap, I was starting getting the wrong one. That's Caspa. I never really liked Caspa's tokenomics though. That's too damn many coins, but I still do have my bag. I still got my miners over here that make fractions of Caspa each day. Not hardly worth it, but they're still out here running. Been working on a trademark and it's been a pain, but I'm back into the deep dives. Hey Gator, how's it going, my man? Gator says, good profits today. Scar Jessica says, I'm missing all this, unfortunately. Rat Christmas gifts and spent money? I don't have. Just what the government wants and loves. ZBC is going back. Yeah, I saw that it was up. It's about 0.03 cents or what. I think that's the number is at 0.03. So it went up a little bit there. I've got a list of coins that are moving right now. I don't know if they're all that great to look at as far as, it might be a short-term play. I'm just being very cautious about most of my I've trimmed down my altcoins during this, and maybe that's exactly what everybody wants to happen. But I mean, I let them choose themselves. If they stop themselves out, well, they're over with. And if they kept on going, well, hey, you live another day, you little bastard. You better do me good. But if we come over to our friends Tokenmetrics over here, look at where we are on the Tokenmetrics FOMO index over here. Yeah, we're in the capitulation zone. So a lot of people are looking at that. Some people might be looking at rebalancing their portfolios. I guess that's the term I'm using, kind of rebalancing stuff. My spot bags that I've got on my wallets, I really haven't done anything with them. And there's a few over there that I would probably like to change around, or maybe, but mostly what I'm doing now is focusing more on Bitcoin again, going back to the basics, and taking what was salvaged from some of those plays, which, if we are in bear market, those altcoins are finished, man. I mean, that's the brutal truth. If we are truly if Bitcoin is in bear market, altcoins are done. And the drop from here is painful as hell for the next year and a half. Might be painful as hell for the next year and a half, even if Bitcoin is not in a bear market, because it's oversaturated. And now that we got more serious people in this space that do play the game more serious, I mean, you're seeing more people look at the ETFs than you are other stuff. The crypto's not being played like that anymore. They're still going to have the chasers, but to hold some of these smaller altcoins unless they got a use case, something better than a governance coin for something, because government sucks. What does that mean? It means we got a coin that we really don't need. That's how I interpret it. So use cases are very important now, and I'm looking at some of them, and I'm saying that's kind of a weak ass use case, right? I think I was looking at grass the other day because it looked like it was making a comeback, and I thought maybe an AI type play. But then I started looking into it, and I'm like, I don't think that's as strong of a use case at all as what I thought. Maybe So I'm starting to be a little bit more selective on narratives and stuff. Privacy, like to look at Horizon is also, that's another one we've been looking at right there. That might be a good play for Bitcoin, okay? So if we look at Zen BTC, I'm just going to jump to that one. Are you a good play against Bitcoin right now when you go to the 4 hour? Maybe, or she may be losing it. It has been. It's been a good play. We're on the 4 hour. Because it's made, ooh, my goodness. From this area range that we were in, support resistance flip that we got there. Man, it doubled up. So, and that was, when was this? This was, that's been about a couple weeks ago when we had that. And then from here, where was this? From the 14th through the 18th, for about 4 days, it made 50% gains against Bitcoin. So like I'm saying, if you're putting 0.01 or 0.001 Bitcoin in, you're coming out with 0.0015 or you're growing your Bitcoin, and that's what matters in my personal opinion. Let's see what you're doing, Horizon. Have you got something? Can you bounce from here, or are you trying to come down to a bigger, lower level? I'm going from, that's kind of iffy there. I've been looking at it lately. I just haven't found a good entry idea. We're at a 0.5 after bouncing off the 618. Might be stair-stepping our way up. It made a lower high. That's what's got me a little skeptical. That means it can be making a lower low down here. I don't want to ride it down here, right? I don't want to ride it breaking the trend line. But you do have a trend line that you can use as support. And I guess if I'm taking it from the touches back here to this area that was really defined right here, and we're touching that one again, treating this as a bear trap idea. So there might be a play here on the 4 hour for you. Let's take a look. The 200 moving average is down here at 0.000141. We're at 145, so it could drop just a wee little bit. So there might be about 2%. It might be worth thinking about building a position around here that you can sell on the way up. Probably need to keep your eyes on this one. I still don't see a good setup just yet. We're below the 50 across to 100. That's good. We might get something here. 200 moving average, already touched it twice, looks like. This is where I'd come down to the 15 minute. And I would think you're coming back down to Bitcoin wise. You already did a 786. Oh, interesting. Okay. Can you hold it? Can you hold the trend line? She's trying. I got a position in dollars on this, but I can sell it for Bitcoin on my spot margin. But I do have a little position of this built up in dollars, and of course I would want to have my stop losses. If she makes a lower low than here, I don't want to entertain the thought of this. If it breaks this trend line, I don't want to. I want to get out of this. But based on that, we can still be coming back up, and let's see if we can get back up to these areas over here and make another 25%. So there's something here with Horizon. It's a kind of a privacy play too. It's a grayscale. They got a trust on it, or used to have a trust on it. I don't know about ETFs. There might be something in the work. I don't know. I would think it might be a candidate for that. But it's not moving as fast as, say, Zen. And then there's like XMR, Monero. Now that one's usually another one that gets some good plays here, right? Let's take a look at it against Bitcoin on Kraken. Oh, you are good for on the 15-minute time frame. You are starting to move against Bitcoin. This one, okay. So screws in. It hasn't made up its mind. Zcash looked interesting because it's trying to make a comeback, and now we're starting to see. It looks like a Monero. What are you doing against the dollar? So if we're looking at pattern-wise, it's one of my least favorite patterns, but it can do good. I don't mean to look like everybody else, but at least I'm not just pinching the tip. I've got a trend line that's coming, an actual trend line that's coming from bodies to wicks to bodies. Or if I just want to tighten it up right here, I can do it. And we got a bear trap idea. I actually like that because that kind of explains why we're getting such a strong move. There's rounding going up here on Monero against Bitcoin, and you're in a ascending triangle. And now ascending triangle actually is a continuation pattern. And I know some of the gurus out here that have not really done deep dives and just regurgitate information from old trading groups they were in that weren't really the greatest, because I was in that same trading group. You got you've actually got some percentages right over here that tell you 64% chance that this one can break to the upside. And the measure move on this is not some crazy for this type of pattern, it is the width of the triangle itself for that breakout, whenever breakout occurs. Well, easier to speculate over here. So that breakout is telling us, or the measure move is telling us, this area 0.0057, and so we'll mark that. And at one point in the game, this is how I played. It was always measure moves and patterns, right? And moving averages didn't make too much sense to me, especially a bunch of them. And now it's a little bit of a different story. So what I'd like to do now is I want to look for some confluence for this idea, because I want to zoom out on Monero to the weekly. Looks good. Look at this nice bottoming pattern here, whether you want to see it as an inverted head and shoulders. Doesn't really have the greatest neckline for me for an inverted head and shoulders. You got a slanted neckline. For a triple bottom, though, it qualifies for a triple bottom for me. For it doesn't qualify well. And just to sum up, you get a lot of little patterns on bottoms. And if you want the Cliff Notes version of it, basically what it does is make a little box that you get a measure move from and double up from. And it could be an Adam and Eve, a W, it could be a head and shoulder, inverted head and shoulders, a triple bottom, 3 rise and valleys. They all basically work the same way, that it's just a little range, a little box, and you get a measure move. That's the Cliff Note version, all right? Just to make, for the people that come in a pattern trading, like, I gotta memorize too much. I can't know. No, it's too, I don't know. They all got a measure move, and they're all these different ones. No, it's, I mean, you can kind of sum it up very easily that way. But it is cool, to be familiar with which ones they are and what makes them that way. And we're at our 382 Fibonacci. Great place for take your first target. Take profits right there. Are you up? Really? What's my Monero position doing? Where you should be up growing up here to the top here. Zcash, you need to tighten up your game, man. There you are, Monero. How you doing? How you doing? I don't have as big of a position there as I would have liked. Oh, nice. You were at dollar-wise at 388, getting closer to the 400. We know Monero can get up in the 400s. So this is a great place to take a little bit of profit. And she may continue on up. Could point 0055, but really our next target that we got to eyeball, I think, is at 618 to 0.006. But that's nice for Monero against Bitcoin and XMR against the standard old dirty fiat dollar over here. Look on the futures. Yeah, look at you, baby. Look, did we nail it? This is on the weekly. Did we nail it? Looks like we nailed it. Looks like we nailed it. Nailed it! This was, of course, this was several days ago. This was when? November 7th, 9th? $474 was our target. $474 was nailed. That's an 886 Fibonacci, right? Right? Whoa. That's the colors for my 886, but you're not making sense to be an 886. Oh, okay, yeah, it is from high to low. All right, so we took it from 520, which was the high, over there. When was this? We hit 520. That was 2021. I said 520, Sean. Anyway, and look, those were the target areas right there. It didn't really nail the 786. That it went right below it. Then it came back, and then it came back and retested it on the second run. That was the secondary resistance. A little oddball way that it played out, but the area was still good. So nailed it. Too late for me to brag too much about that one and do our little stuff. Oh, shut up, Sean. And so since then we've pulled back, and we found support on the 200 moving average. I think you're still ready to go. Let's get some new targets for you. Those targets are still on the table, though. I need to put them back. They will still be resistance areas, but it leans a little bit more now to this one over here at 574. We can just keep all that. That's our 1.113 from that bigger move. And this is the big parabolic move. So, are we at a good spot? For Monero. Where did you bounce from? Ooh, so yeah. Sweet. Let's go from back down here. What'd you do? 618? That is perfect for our AB equals CD target too. That I'm sticking with. I think Monero. I think we'll see 575 out of this guy. And I also want to put this little guy on the target. This is 543 in that area. Since we got a 618 retracement, we want to take a look at our 272 areas there. And I want to do it for my regular extension that goes into the negative, my little cheater code. And I also want to do it from my swing high to swing low to that 618. And it's a little bit lower right here. So 520, 521. Anyway, and I would dare say you'll probably see a little bit more respect out of this first one here, so that's why we got 2 red targets. So Monero looking good on the daily. Let's come down to the 4 hour. What you got going on over here? You got some resistance areas you got to fight through. Oh, you fought through them so far. This could be a bear trap idea. This technically might be a decent entry. Risky, but you're back into the pattern. So if we retest this area about 380, man, that's a risky one. That's a risky one. She might, but she needs to hold this trend line. That's imperative that she hold it. That we got going on over here. Can we tighten it up a little bit? What does it look like to that wick? We can do that. That would be a more supportive area right there. Let's see what we got going on. Are you not quite in there? So maybe 360, what is that? 370, 380. She keeps on going up. She keeps on going up. All right, so I can see that, and now I want to take advantage of our trend lines. I'm gonna go from the very wick, go to the very top there. We can see that we're in a channel idea right here, and decent. It didn't really measure up as well over here, did it? Let's see what we can figure out over here. Those lines measure up good. Let's take you off. I'm going to go with this angle instead. And I'm going to put it on the candle bodies over here. And I was targeting this candle body section right here. Let me see, does it line up with this candle body if I do that? If it does, then I'm going to go a little bit more heavier with this one. What are we on, the 24-minute? No, you didn't. You didn't. I'm still going to pay a little bit more attention to that angle. But we should be coming up on some resistance. This is a bullish pattern, actually. If we can. It looks like she might have a little bit of give and take. We got our 200 moving averages down here. We're testing the upper moving averages, the higher ones. So we could see it range between 370 and where it is now, 390, maybe at 400. I'd be looking at adding more to my position. Actually, I am. I just set some limit orders down to catch this if we do come down here. Because I will treat this as a bear trap idea, and that we should see a stronger move out of this. So I'm seeing about 430. And some of these other areas to be retested here again for Monero. Jenny won't skate with me, says Strega. Jenny's a little thug though. She wouldn't skate with me either. What's a plan? I asked. She's like, I gotta dance. I don't want to skate. I want to dance. Just kept watching Footloose movies all the damn time. Ollie says, I bought Jenny a drink last night. We talked till the sun came up. That's it, I promise. She got further than I did. I think she's got. I don't think she's attracted to the chrome dome. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Personally, I think the eyes would. Jenny. I don't want to seem like a simp, though. Maybe. Reese John says, you think the bull run is done? I'm hoping not. Honestly, I mean, time-wise, it's over. I mean, the 4-year, it's coming on, time-wise. It is. And there are a lot of people making the argument that we are in a bear market. And on our bigger indicators, it has flipped the ones that would say we're in a bear market, the MACD, and now losing the 50 moving average on the weekly. So we do have confirmations that bear market, traditionally, what we would see in Bitcoin, has been triggered. However, I'm on a different kick with a different form of analysis that I'm leaning on that is totally different from this, and it involves WD GAN. And it actually goes back to the date that Bitcoin was started, and it's a weird time spiral, and it suggests that how we fall in all the cycles that we've been through with Bitcoin so far, that this is the one where it's maturing asset, and that we could have a very explosive 2026. So kind of torn between the two, right? Do I listen to traditional things that with the chart and the MACD, which have always been right so far with Bitcoin, and when I didn't, I always felt like, oh, I got my ass handed to me? Or am I going to listen to something that's, you know, that I haven't really had tested and had very much experience with, but just find it fascinating? But we also have Trump in office. And if we can just keep the damn Democrats from getting in his way too much, we could have a really good market and a really good economy. But for some reason, I don't know, there seems to be this deep state element that just wants to fight him tooth and nail on every damn thing that he does, every little thing that he does. And I mean, to the point of having government shutdowns for bullshit reasons. They can say whatever narrative they want, but they didn't accomplish a damn thing, but just make it hard on everybody and throw our markets off again. And I don't know what the hell that they've got against, letting the regular people have a come up. They seem to be favoring. Used to Republicans, and I'm not a Republican, I'm more of a libertarian, I think, but used to Republicans would have the bad reputation for, they're all behind, corporates and all of that. They were the real capitalism. Yeah, that's a good, our country's founded on capitalism. That's what's made it a success. But, that they were all for the big business and big cronies and all that, and for helping, the good old boy network and all that. But I swear, I think the modern Democrat, maybe not the ones of old, but the modern Democrat seems to have big tech and big money, big banks and all that, seem to be that. that seems to be the only people that benefit from them. It's not like they don't seem to listen to the people. They seem to be listening to the lobbyist more than anything, and everything seems to be geared toward them. They always seem to have their hand in the cookie jar with all that crap. What are we on here? And I'm not trying to get political, but I'm just calling what I see. I'm on too big of a time frame here for this particular. Oh man, I can't stand all the lines, man. This is not the main one we've been looking at, right? I gotta have a fresh chart somewhere. I thought I came over here to make a point, but now it seems like I forgot it. I'm a cootertarian, says Gator Squatch. I believe 2026 is a good year. I'm feeling good and got some big jobs. There is also another chart from way back in the day about these certain cycles, and 2026 is a peak cycle. Okay, I wish I could find that. I've got it. I've shared it with the trading group at some point over the years. Maybe we can Google it. Let's see if we can Google it. Same market cycle chart. How would I say speculation? Maybe we'll get something with the keywords I've thrown in. I'm not seeing the one. Yeah, this one right here. This one right here. All right. What the hell's going on here? All right, so can we blow this up? Can I copy this? Can I? Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can blow this thing up a little bit. All right, so this one is, because this one goes way back. Periods when to make money. And this is very interesting. This was 1875 by Samuel Brenner. Okay, so C down here at the bottom are the years of hard times, low prices, and a good time to buy stocks, corner lots, goods, and hold till the boom reaches the years of good times and unload. Sure thing. Save this card and watch it close. This thing is owed, right? Or supposed to be. So A is the years in which panics have occurred and will occur again. 2019 was one. 2035 is one. B are the years of good times, high prices, and time to sell stocks and values of all kinds. You know what year that is? That is 2026. Do you see the numbers here within this pyramid? 3, 6, and 9. Those are Tesla numbers right there. I'm saying. Those also showed up here in 1999. Wasn't that before we had the big bubble crash? In 2007, before we had the 2008 crash. The worst years was 2012 and 2023 is what it was saying, for the times when you really needed to stock up, which I did stock up on altcoins in 2023 and they did me dirty, but that was a great place to stock up on Bitcoin 2023, right? 2026 is, according to this, it's a peak cycle. I wouldn't downplay this because even W.D. Gamble looked at these cycles and things like this, and this is similar to some of the stuff that he would kind of forecast. So I'm still leaning toward a good 2026. After 2026, and screw that. And it looks like 2032 is going to suck. It's going to suck. Because on 2026 and 2032, it's going to suck. So I want to get all I can here in 2026. That's coming up in about a month from now, almost, kind of, sort of. Hey, can we get this off of here? Oh, wow. The delete button does a lot of stuff there. So that's one argument that I'm looking on right here. You may or may not agree, but that chart stays in the back of my mind. Tracy John says the market is actually recovering right now slowly, and I think that it should, considering the Fibonacci areas that we bounced off of, right? the 886, 786. We did the deep ass retractions for Fibonacci's, and these are important to me for harmonic reasons. For other people pulling these up, they've probably just been told, look, or they've heard without understanding the reason behind it that that's a place, the deep retracement to bounce from. And it is, and if you don't know about harmonics, then that's good guidelines to go with. And again, trend lines from back here to the wicks to this other wick, which we didn't quite touch, but we do have that trend line. That's what we're trying to break it back into right now. Yeah, so I'd agree. We are at a great place for a bottom to have been confirmed. And I'm going to keep saying this, and just to solidify, it may happen, it may not happen, but what I'm looking for, what I said in the beginning, I think we will make a little bit of a comeback. I don't know how high we'll go. If we'll make it past 100 or not. May make it up to 106. I don't know. But I'm looking at us being right back down here about the second week in January. And I'm looking for a double bottom to happen over here. That's what I'm looking for the most fantastical 2026 for Bitcoin. If I see that happen, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going hard AF on Bitcoin when we come back down to these areas to retest it. Until then, I'm taking what I've been hard as hell on and building up a position on it to just gradually sell off as we come up. So that's my play. I'm de-risking on my Bitcoin as we're coming. Well, my margin play. Hopefully, I'm growing it in the process as we come up there. But there's another narrative. If we are bouncing from here, will we see a new all-time high? That could happen too. It's on the table. Doesn't make as much sense with time-wise, but maybe. I don't know. We're going to hear lots of narratives, but as soon as we start coming up, if we get past 100,000, the whole space will be bullish. We're all to all-time highs, and maybe it will, or maybe that will be part of the trap as we come back and find some test support again. I don't know. Time-wise, we are in bearish territory, market-wise, and maybe it'll be a short thing. Maybe it'll be real short. I don't know. I think for Bitcoin, the cycle part is different, but for altcoins, oh man, that's going to be too tricky to navigate. I'm just leaning more toward Bitcoin, the one that I can trust, to be honest with you. But look at you now, Bitcoin here on the 4 hour. That's so pretty. That's like, we're at what, 86,400. 86,400. Resistance up around 96. I think it's the same thing as we came before. And resistance over here somewhere around 89, 90. $90,000 area there. I don't think we looked at too many altcoins so far. Here I am on the 6-minute chart where I normally follow it, and we're seeing the resistance at the 800. That's perfectly normal. Quite normal. We'll look at some curving going on, maybe, kind of, sort of. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Do it, baby. Go parabolic. Go parabolic. I lost the chat again. I don't know what happened to it. I keep losing it. I lost everything. What's this? Oh, well, there it is. I found it. You were hiding down there the whole time. Look at you. Hey, that little arrow, what's that do? Jim says, guy got tired of getting screwed in the pig market and did some calculations to figure out how and why. Mathematics rules our universe. That, yes. Yes, and I've never believed that more strongly until I got into TA. Toby Boy says, overlay the business expansion cycle over Bitcoin. If we get QE, etc., it's going to pump in 2026. Well, it would probably be easier for me to do if I was more familiar with it, and I don't know that chart right off. It sounds like a good thing to do. I'm just not able to pull it off real quickly right now. I might try it after the stream and then pull it up. You don't want to see me fumble around 15 minutes trying to figure it out, is what I'm trying to say, which was probably what would happen if I tried to do that right now. So maybe I'll try that. We'll look at it later on tomorrow or something. It will come back and we'll get that last hit and then we'll be done. I don't know. I'm still holding out for an interesting 2026. I've said this before. I don't know if you guys in here, but when I'm doing my GAN analysis, I've actually got a date of July 13th in that area for Bitcoin to possibly have its cycle top. I don't know, but I'm watching it and I'm running with it because I'm a big GAN fan. And what I had to do, the part that I researched and how I did it, is based upon all of Bitcoin cycle, not just this one, not just a price point, but the date and time of creation of Bitcoin and how it's played out, and backtesting it and looking at the angles that it shows on the GAN square of 9 for all those times. There's been a reaction at all of them. So I'm like, who am I to, not try this idea out a little bit? So that's what I'm choosing to do, and I'll share it with you guys as I can. But that's basically it in a nutshell. About December 9th, we should start looking more bullish and getting our rally, and that's when I think our Christmas rally will happen. It's a short period of time. It'll top out, and then we start trickling down toward the second half of December into almost the second week of January. And then we do it all over again, but this time it's going to be more fun. But it will get everybody caught up in December in the Christmas rally. You're going to have people out there chasing flags and thinking we're back. We'll get them trapped, and we'll come back. My take is we'll be coming back to about 81, 82, whatever thousand area one more time. The 315 degree for GAN in this time cycle for Bitcoin. We are currently just past the 180 degree mark for Bitcoin on the GAN cycle, and how that translates into GAN theory is that's the major test and flush out period, which we saw. When I was doing this analysis, the degree came up at 187, so we're 7 degrees past that, which was the big drop day at time. So hey, we got Solana. How's it going? JP Morgan trying to dump the crypto market, trying to get treasury companies to force sell. Could get weird. I could see that scenario. I think that's a mistake. Everyone is doing analysis on the whole cycle run instead of the last few, says Reese John. Jim says, easing comes in response to financial trauma somewhere, likely the treasury market. Liquidity is at an all-time low for treasuries and roughly 40% mature in 2026. And Slinda says, why would one of the largest banks in the world try to make people believe Bitcoin is a scam? Yeah, haha. Well, that's Jamie Dimon's bank, right? It was you said JP Morgan, right? Yeah. BlackRock is playing dirty too. Oh, you guys got to get, because they side with Elizabeth Warren. Oh my God, I would be so glad that lady's out of Congress. She is bought and paid for by the banks. And oh my gosh, I don't know. She's just like she's the Karen of Congress right there. She's the Karen of crypto. And she would have a CBDC out here to enslave us all in a heartbeat. I don't know how she stays in office, but some people like the little Pocahontas. Scar Jessica says, when I doubt, flip it upside down. Curious to see if we gap up. CME closed at 84.6, and we're we can see where it closed, right? I gotta turn on my Christmas tree candles and go to the daily. So this should be the Friday close for, yeah, 84.6 right there where we closed. So what he's saying is that we open here at like 90,000 over the weekend because we just got bullish AF. Then we got a gap that could close early next week, possibly, or whenever the hell they decide to do it. And here's one reason why I like looking at the micro Bitcoin futures, the CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And we've done that several times because that they don't trade on the weekend, their moving averages come out different from what we're used to. So compare this, what we got going on here, moving average. Now let me come to our regular charts over here. We've already got bearish crosses and everything saying, "Oh my God, it's over!" And over here, do they? They haven't got the death cross yet. They haven't got that. Their 9 moving average is sitting at $93,000. Looks like we could do a little bear trap and get right back in, a little wick below the trend line to poke a hole in it. And this is a sign of weakness, but we can recover and pick everybody out. I still look for that we can snap back to our 200 moving average, even on this one. And that's at 104. So technically, we've not made any lower lows on the macro level, right? We haven't taken out 75. We do that, then yeah. And you got a lot of people out here drawing the old cock and balls pattern. I knew that was coming. I knew the old cock and balls. So the cock and ball chasers out here also looking basically the same thing. You make a higher low and then dump. And but you know, we got to get that neckline in for that to happen, right? It making a higher low, I'm not looking for that as much. I'll keep it in mind, but I'll be mostly, walking my trend line. We get back a minute, the trend line is going to make my decision, more than me waiting for a cock and balls to form there. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the. That's the. I guess the cock and balls is. This is that's a messed up. This is the cock and balls pattern. You've seen that drawn out. I mean, it's got to print it first, right? It's got to print it first. Again, I mean, my bigger argument, if we are, I mean, we still got the chance, the 382 Fibonacci. What has happened to us before when we bounce off of that is that we start shooting for this target. And my main target that I've got my eyeball for, if that happens, this will be an AB, like a played as an AB equals CD pattern, 171,000. Honorable mention here at 158. And our next possible high before we face another serious rejection could be 140. I mean, those are some ideas that can play just based on what the actual price is doing, the price structure is doing, and Fibonacci. So as long as we're holding that 382, I can't be bullish. I mean, I can't be bearish. That's a bullish place to hope for support in the macro move. So if we are doing an extended cycle, my theory is, well, the global adoption of Bitcoin would be the cycle that would happen in, where we could see an extra leg to this cycle, an extra period of time to the cycle, which I think will probably be, well, if GAN is coming true, it's another 7 months almost until July. It's a little bit more. It's about another 8 months. That's more than what I would guess. I would have guessed we would get somewhere like another 6 to 8 weeks out of it. I would be looking, if I were thinking in those terms, I would be looking maybe somewhere in January. But that's just me guessing. Because we have talked about this, right? And, our happening. And I think it's all that's happening. Used to are happening, might have been somewhere in the middle. We bear market, bull market, and we're seeing it starting to shift a little bit more for the 4-year cycle, a little bit more over to here. So we're seeing I think we're starting to see shorter bear markets and longer bull markets. And that's kind of what's happening over time when you look at what's happened with Bitcoin. If we can actually get a good chart on Bitcoin, such as, who would have it? Bitstamp, I think they've got the longest chart. Or we could go with, this one. This would be a full chart. So let's take a look at that idea. Let's measure these. So I guess we can go back to 13 and go from that one. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Our bigger time was 2017. And going from 2017 to our first top there, which some people say that was the real top. That's 1,183 days there. To the second top, it was 1,400. And we are at 1,400 from that second top to where we made our all-time high. I mean, right at it, 1,400 days. Boom, right there. From that top to this top. What were you again over here? What do we get? I got 414 if I did it right. I don't know if I nailed it right or not there. And let's see if I can nail it right here. To that one over here. What we got? 1428 maybe. I think that's interesting. But I've seen the argument made to where they're elongating. I guess it depends on how you're measuring. Of course, they were trying to make an argument too that it was to here, to the first one. Of course, I guess if you do measure from that, then yeah, it is lengthening. Right now, I'm seeing equal distance between those tops. Anyway, there's an argument that the top is in. It might be valid. Who knows? The biggest thing that I've got to say is that, oh my God, I didn't know we did that. I wasn't even paying attention to that. I'm glad we're looking over here on the weekly chart for Bitcoin. Let me see if I can clear out. But we've not in our trend ever come back to the 100. We've never lost the 50, and so by standard metrics, that would be my normal confirmation that yeah, bear market's in. I mean, the moving averages have told us that, and the MACD on the weekly when it flipped, MACD had it marked right here. And then after that, we went up and made an all-time high. MACD was, of course, she's a lagging indicator, and that's a dirty trick that I guess smart money could play. It's how I kind of look at it. So I can't for the people saying that we're in a bear market, I'm not going to sit here and say no, you're wrong. I can't say they may be the smartest, they may be the sharper knives in the drawer, but this was the start of it here. We did have a little bit of a comeback, right? And a lot of people were thinking that we're doing something like this. Now, during last cycle, everybody thought we were in a bear market here too, even though we hadn't lost the 50 yet. Everybody was bearish as hell, but that's where we bounced and regained it and went up for our second high. A lot of people thinking we're going to do something like that here now and go back up for we could double top the scenario or go higher highs and whatever. But I mean, we came down to the 100. We're in uncharted territory and a very uncharted, a special cycle to play with these ideas. So the people calling bear market may be 100% correct, and we just may be the slow ones to catch on. I'm not trying to get caught up and write everything down. That's why I'm looking to de-risk out of the altcoins that I've got. Whenever we do, hopefully come back up and talk to that 50 moving average on this weekly chart. And again, that's up around 100,000. So dead cat bounce or relief rally or bearish retest of previous areas, however you want to define it, even if we are in a bear market, that's kind of a normal thing that we can look for now. And so instead of, if there's anything I can say and have been saying, instead of getting scared while we're dropping now, this might be one last little play to make another, one last long play up. It could be. Or if the 2026 extended cycle thing is coming into play, this is one of the best places to stock up for it, baby. But I do think we'll come back down here again one more time. And for the bear cycle people, they'll be saying, see, I told you we're in a bear market. But for the people that, for the GAN analysis, it's like, this is that next bottom. I want that one. I'm going hard on that one. I'll take a risk on it. If we're coming back down and revisit this area again, I can get very tight risk to reward stop losses right there around the $80,000 area. So we lose it, we go to 78 or something crazy like that. Maybe that's validated for me, but I'll try it. How long have we been going? I'm just 2-hour streams is what I do. I'm just gonna have to accept it. I don't feel like I go over. We haven't went over many altcoins. I had Toshi on my Toshi for some reason is having a good day today. Slinda says, I shared a link in the Telegram group. Y'all may have already heard this FUD. What we got going on over there? Oh, man. Probably in the lounge area, I'd say, right? There we go. The real reason why Bitcoin is crashing, MicroStrategy in trouble. I wouldn't doubt that. MicroStrategy has been disappointment, man. I had to get out of it. I was holding that one like a champ. And they did good until they started offering all their other little derivatives, and then I'm like, no, I've seen this play before in crypto and DeFi. You have one coin, and all of a sudden they want to have all these other little coins for little this staking and all that, and not like that. It's just no. Brackets Adventure says no TA for Cooter. That's blasphemy. Oh no. John Williams joined the group by invite link. Hey man. At some point there will be a requirement over here to hold Rogue Coin. It's not going to be until probably the second week of December after Mercury clears and stuff, retrograde. I got it over here, and so far we're looking like 10 million Rogue Coin. But unlike other groups where you're paying something, I mean, you can get a refund on you just sell your Rogue Coin, right? Rogue Coin be needed to have access to it. I don't like it over here anymore, or look, price went up on Rogue Coin, I'm gonna make some profit. However you want to do it, but I've we got to do something like that. I just chose to do it where the members can actually benefit from it instead of just the owner. What's going on here? Well, hello. That was a little spicy. All right, so there's a video there. I think I may have seen this one listed. It didn't show the picture of the video. I can't remember the thumbnail, so I don't know. That's probably worth looking at. That's probably worth looking at right there. It's MicroStrategies, man. I've got it into, I mean, my target area is down about $94. And once it started breaking trend lines right here, I'm like, yeah, I'm not writing this thing down anymore. I wrote it down from here. I was able to sell a couple of shares that I had up before it lost $400, and then I was like, oh, maybe it'll go back up there, and we'll try set limit orders, and they never got hit. So, but that was a disappointment. But they've shown you on the charts with Bitcoin. This was Bitcoin's all-time high at 126, and MicroStrategy made a lower high. So there is a deviation there, and some people are looking at that. I'd say it's true because it repeated last cycle too. Last cycle, this was Bitcoin's second top, which is actually higher, and there was a deviation there. And then MicroStrategies and Bitcoin both just totally dumped. MicroStrategies got down to the equivalent now after they did some, it was trading much higher prices, but they did stock splits, so now on the charts the price has been adjusted. But in hindsight, it was the equivalent of being $15 back then. It wasn't, but might as well have been the way to do it. But yeah, I've got it in this. It's a bullish harmonic pattern. And I don't know when it would get down here and what it would do, but $90 is my target on it. It's coming down to test this 360 moving average here on the weekly. Last cycle, it went all the way down to the 800 moving average to test it down there. Whew, that's about $48 down here right now. At the moment. Oh, Jim's here, right? Yeah, Jim's here. I looked at this last night. I don't think Jim was here, but LSDY, is that right? I can't never. Oh, come on! Linus Rare Earth is what I'm. Why you got different too? LYC. That's not the ticker I've got. But Linus is the same chart. Linus Rare Earth Minerals right there. Was this it? Maybe it. Are you $14 now? This may be a different version of it or something. But this is Linus Rare Earths is one that Jim mentioned back when I think it was about $4 or $5 a share. At least that's where I bought into it at. And I gotta say that I think that's been a pretty decent play here. I don't know how long I'll probably keep this one until it goes back up to $20. I don't know if I'm going to hold it longer than that or not. I may moonbag it, just let the rest of it ride. But that was a decent. This is, I don't remember. Did it get up to 20? I remember getting up to 19. I'm just trying to make sure if I've got the right version of this one. But I thought it was LSD something Y or LDSY Linus. They got so many. They got all these little different LYI, LYC. I just went with LYC. That was one of several different stocks that Jim happened to mention back in the day. They made some good picks there. Turkey, can you look at the last run when Bitcoin peaked compared to Dogecoin? It might give a range. Well, let's see. I got to do a split screen for that. Let's see if we can do that. And we're looking for Doge. And then we gotta line it up somehow. We're on the weekly, right? Okay, that's kind of close. Don't really know what I'm looking for here. I just messed that up again. So it looks like Dogecoin peaked out before Bitcoin did. I mean, I'm not seeing anything relevant. There's a divergence in price here, tops. Which that would be a bearish divergence if we were looking at that. Yeah, I'm not really understanding the context of what I'm looking at there or trying to find. But Dogecoin's on the bottom and Bitcoin on the top. If we kind of scale it up a little bit there, we made a higher high where Dogecoin made a lower high. When Bitcoin peaked compared to Dogecoin, it might give a range. I don't know how to determine the range that we're talking about there. I don't think I'm not getting the context. February 17th is Washington's birthday. But we are, but because they manipulated the crap out of everything, government shut down and more. Now, I mean, you got the argument that some things have been squeezed. Maybe Bitcoin's been squeezed. There he is. LYSDY. Why can I never remember that? LYSDY. Why doesn't that show up on my... What did I get all the other ones? So it's at 949 here. It did go up to 16. Okay, that sounds of it. So this one's performed a little bit different than the other ones, huh? The other one actually performed a little bit better. I don't know what the difference between them two. This is over the counter. Oh, is this OTC? Huh. Well, I mean, over the... Of course. Oh man, I gotta get rid of... How do we change this back? To just our... Yeah, there we go. Get our indicators over here. How you looking, Linus? That's what I call it. I like the other chart. I wonder if that's available for me. If I get out and get into it again, I wonder if I can get one of the other tickers. The performance just looked... Price action just looked a little more interesting over there. So we're going to pull back, touching Miss Lucy here. What do we got going on over here? 618 fib, yeah. So right around this $20 area, that's why I said looking 20, because I already played this out. So when it gets back up around 20, that would be the AB equals CD move, and that should be just a little higher than what we got back in January 18th. Maybe this one would be worth holding or something. I don't know. I've also looked in, I think I talked about this last night. It was one in Australia that can do rare earth minerals, and Jim probably knows what it is. The only one that can compete with China that's doing some of the same rare earths that China's having. And I found out about the iron is the name of it. Iron, I believe. I've started playing this one since she's got a little bit of a pullback. And so this one is sitting about $42. And it sounds like this one might be a winner. So it might be coming back to 32. I don't know. It got up as high as $76, and so about the 50% mark here is where we're at right now, close to it. Right? Is that where we got marked there? 50% Fibonacci right there that we're testing right now. And I would like to see it hit like $100 or more. That would be cool. I think it could do it too, because the rare earth stuff, well, that's kind of an important thing. So I am starting to look a little bit more outside of crypto because altcoins suck. I'm sorry, they earned a reputation this cycle. I don't think they're going to live it down for anybody that's serious about crypto. I'm jaded on them. Jaded on them altcoins. And then this is iron. She get a nice little double top there. Ooh, could you be coming down here? I keep seeing that'd be a Gartley, wouldn't it? Getting these Gartley ideas down. Oh, wouldn't you qualify for Gartley 618? 618? No, you're not a Gartley. You're not a Gartley. Someone made an indicator out of USB-COI. Go figure. I don't even know what that is. Doge got wrecked after Elon called it a hustle on Saturday Night Live back in May 2021. Oh, didn't it, though? Yeah, that... The smart people sold off before a Saturday Night Live episode. And then after that, man, wow, how quickly it just lost it. Reach and John says, okay, so I see December, therefore peak close between them both, so I'm definitely thinking January if we pump to get out. I'm curious to see how it plays. I'm looking at something a little different. I think the first part of January should be, from what I'm seeing, be on a decline, and then we start to pump in January, and that pump could go somewhere. Is what I'm getting. The ASX chart, Australian Stock Exchange for LYC, will be less manipulated than OTC. Okay. Jim, are you in Australia? Jim might be in Australia. Solana, don't worry about it getting wrecked. There's timestamps for the rise. We use that to watch. That's all we care about, not the outcomes, says Reese and John. I was just commenting, said Solana. Selena's on top of her game now. Don't let her. So Selena's very knowledgeable in this space, from what I can gather. I always respect what she says. I always respect. A lot of you guys are very knowledgeable. Jim is very knowledgeable. He's very knowledgeable, especially about the stocks and things like that, and the indices to watch, and which more than what I'm familiar with and keep up with. So I always value what you guys bring to the table over here. USB COI is the purchasing index for manufacturers, and is often used as an indicator for boom bust cycles in the markets. business cycle indicators on TradeNet for your information. USBCOI. United States ISM Purchasing Managers Index. Switch to monthly. We gotta go to the monthly. And you got a line? Why you got a line? I don't get candles. I get candles, right? Nope. I guess we're stuck with lines. Okay, yeah, I have no idea what I'm looking at or how to measure that, but we're at 48%, which... Our sweet spot seems to be the 618 area. Our second sweet spot seems to be the 786 area. And as typical, the real sweet spot, which we haven't really hit except for 1972, was 886, so I don't think I need to draw that one up there. Alright, so... I don't know what any of this means, but we're holding the 382. So I take that as being probably a good sign. So if this goes up, what happens? And if it goes down, what happens? This is what purchasing managers. Here's your common sense. I don't know. I can't think too though right now. We in the sweet spot of the range though. Bottom area of the range. So I would expect us kind of gravitate back toward 53 in the middle there. Looks like that's what she's trying to do. Nice channel. Alright, well, whatever this means, that's what I got. Oh! 6-minute Bitcoin falling down. What happened, Bitcoin? Who hurt you? Who made you cry at 86.8? Who made you cry? I think we talked about it coming back down to 86, right? And I should have got paid up there. I got some targets right there to be hit. Bitcoin, did you? How much have you paid me lately? Okay, nice. You got me. I got it. Yeah. Sweet. Chris Line says Jim is a boss. He is. Jim says it's government data, no candles for the turkey. Overlay it. Overlay it. Post Martin says above 50 is good. Well, it looks like we're trying to go back there. Our area is recessionary, which suggests the economy is not in full gear yet. Oh, on that chart. Beat Damien says 50 is normal for anything below 50 means business cycle is contractive. Above 50 means business cycle expanded. And well, so if we're headed back to 50 and possibly above, what was it? US? Oh, was that you? No. Oh gosh darn it! I should have started it. See, you guys getting in territory I'm not familiar. USBCOI, USB. We gotta add it over here. They don't make this easy to do anymore. USBCOI. I'm gonna have to pick up some good stock books out here, it looks like, so I can get more familiar with some of these indicators to keep an eye on. We'll add it over here. USBCOI on the monthly. On the monthly. We lost it. It's no longer there. It does. Here we are. So we're at 48 and climbing higher. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. Everything's. I mean, all the moving averages are right here at 53. So This is the monthly, so it looks like 2026 could be interesting, right? It looks like 59-60% could be hit in 2020. I don't know. How long does it take it to do that? This was COVID. Oh man, we died. Got to 40%. And then a year later, when we did top out, that first top for Bitcoin, it was all the way up to 64. And so that was a period over, what, a year? A period of a year? We're at support. That looks promising to me then, if that be true. MACD over here, look at her on the monthly. I mean, a little tired at the moment, but we're not in negative territory. I mean, well, this is, but it can get up here. Imagine this flips over the zero side of MACD. Oh, maybe. I could get some moves out of this one. She's trying to curve around. What you looking like over here on this RSI thing, if we may apply this? Testing the signal line right now, but still got a trend line right there. Got no reason to think that she wouldn't be trying to keep bouncing up there. And I can only assume that if it bounces up, then the market start looking a lot better. And if the market start looking a lot better, and tech stocks start doing better, and AI takes a little bit more of a comeback, and that bubble doesn't bust, then I can only assume that what I'm seeing possibly on this GAN stuff for Bitcoin is this is just adding more confluence to it. Y'all, it sounds crazy, but I've got July 13th as the date. Within 2 or 3 days of that, according to GAN, there's a little window, he says, but even though he nailed it, I'm not GAN though. But that second week of July might be that might be what we're looking for. I just don't want to be that one. You said it was going up, and we were really in a bear market. Not listening to you. And I mean, we might be in the bear market. I mean, everything that normally says that happens to Bitcoin in the bear market, it ticked all the boxes. But there's a bigger picture that looks like it can add some fuel to the Bitcoin fire that a lot of people might overlook kind of easy, in my personal opinion. What are we looking at now? What's this? Okay, good. We didn't look over this, did we? We didn't look over total 3. Might want to do that for altcoins. Remember altcoins over here? You remember this low that we had right here? 786, reclaim that little guy. Even if you want to take it right back down here to this one, you got a little something, right? Lost the 618 on it. I would be looking for this, the last one that we came up here and did our little stuff on. So altcoins getting a little love, total 3. I guess we should look at Bitcoin dominance, which is continuing to fall from the 60% area. So this is when we're supposed to be saying altcoin season, right? Whenever Bitcoin dominance is decline, getting rejected over there. Don't feel like no altcoin season though, does it? But there are some of those coins making some Bitcoin gains. That's what I'm trying to look at. Meanwhile, we got this guy over here. I probably need to zoom out on this one, which is making higher highs. A lot of people were looking for the possibility of us being in a range and getting rejected here, and then getting a little bit more love out of some of these altcoins and stuff. I don't think. I mean, this is not the same as tracking the DXY for the dollar. This is tracking stable coins. Now, I think we can make a good argument, for one, that this may not be as reliable of an indicator for tracking that as we've used it before in the past, because, well, now stable coins are becoming a big thing just for payments. And that's a good thing. I mean, I'm finding myself using stable coins. I'm going to go heavier into stable coins and probably stay there because I get to hold them, and then if I need to put them over to PayPal and then send them to my bank, I can do that, or from bank to PayPal. There's these gateways that I can go in and out between crypto and fiat, and using stablecoin, it makes it a lot easier. And if I got a pack of, and you get better returns on your stablecoins in crypto than you do at your bank at 0.02%. Oh. Well, you just put in your savings account, you give it 0.02%. That's good interest for a year. $100,000, we'll give you 25 cents. Whatever, or $2 for keeping it in here for a whole year. What it feels like. We can see a very clear bottoming pattern here at support, which kind of suggests that, you know, maybe this range idea might not pan out. You know, maybe we're looking at 12% coming over into stable coins out of the whole crypto market. That will take away from Bitcoin's dominance, and it will definitely take away from altcoin dominance. But I think that's just part of the maturing cycle, in my personal opinion. I think we're going to see a lot more stablecoin uses, and hopefully Circle stock will turn around. Dumbass. Yeah, I'm a little bit underwater on some Circle stock. Well, I did throw a bunch of money in, but it sucks even when you throw a little bit of money in and you say that little bit go, huh. Expected more from you. All right, so I don't know. A lot of people are seeing this as a range and a top range, but I don't think you can deny it. We've been making higher highs, and now it's starting to look like it's something else, right? I'm seeing inverted head and shoulder. I'm seeing the possibility that. Oh, good. Well, we did it in one target. Maybe we'll get a pullback here. That would be helpful. That would be helpful. Oh, crap. What happened there? Did we just lose everything? What were we looking at? Oh, this one over here. I got lost. Are we going to a 3-hour stream tonight? Is that what's happening? Why can't I draw a simple line? I'm trying to draw a simple line and you keep going back on me. Why did you did it again? All right, I'm gonna try this one more time. I'm trying to draw. Okay, I just want to draw a line right here. I hit Alt. I hit J. Look, it worked that time. Why didn't you work every other time? Okay, come down to the 4 hour. So we did get rejected there. Cool. Or did we just confirm that head and shoulders? Did we just confirm that inverted head and shoulders right there? Yeah. Curious to see how this plays out. So basically, if this keeps going up, like I said, normally we read this as people are selling out their altcoins and selling out their Bitcoin and going to stable coins, which I think part of that is true, part of that, but I think a lot of that is newly printed stable coin on USDC and US Tether. And Tether, that's what I'm gauging here. So I don't think this is as good of a gauge as it was before. And I may switch over to something else. Because I haven't looked at the actual DXY in a while. And that used to be what I followed. And, oh wow, I say I haven't looked at it in a while, but it looks, oh, I'm on the monthly chart. I'm like, well, because I'm serious. I don't remember the last time I looked at that. I don't remember drawing any of this. Apparently we're holding, okay, well, we got, whatever. I was looking for the idea that can come up here to retest bearish, retest this. Is this the dollar index? Well, we're at 100% right now. Coming from a lows, and so it means that we can only go up. And usually when the dollar goes up, it's not as good for our Bitcoin and crypto. When it does do that, I mean, as it topped out over here at 113 or whatever, that was October of 2022. As it topped out over here, that was January of 2025. How did you react over here, 2025? Oh, that's where we topped out here. Interesting, you didn't do it on the last one, did you? Huh. Where did you do your May of 2025? I found that interesting. So that's not the normal top action we get there. Where are we at on our Bitcoin right now as we speak? 18 people hanging out with you. Thank you so much for being here. If you hadn't hit the like button, I'd appreciate it if you would hit the like button, help this channel grow and get a few more.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
A few more subscribers to the channel here. Bitcoin. We got rejected at the 600 or the 800 moving average, and now we found support on the 50. I think she's trying to do it. I think we're going to see us continue to move on up through Sunday. They like to kind of do that lately. Sometimes on this weekend, start getting us up. Now they may change their tune come Monday, Tuesday, as they often do. But it's nice. So we stopped the bleeding, at least. It's not falling to the 70,000s, the 50,000s, and all that right now. Getting down there will take a little bit more work than what most people anticipated, I think, while the fall was going on. It just always surprises me every time that we drop. You know, that's when people want to go. I mean, it surprises me when the gurus want to go short when we drop. It doesn't surprise me that normal people would have the inclination to do that, but it does surprise me for the people out here that are trying to be the crypto experts when they always they want to go short at support areas. I don't get it, but I see that a lot too. But I've gotten a long in, and I'm playing this one, and I'm trying to see till we get up into the upper 90,000s. Is what I'm doing on my play on Bitcoin right now, and I'm long on Ethereum right now. I've got my Zcash plays going on and playing things against Bitcoin mostly, and de-risking some on these altcoins as we go up and get some kind of rebound on some of them. And whatever's left in altcoins, I will probably most likely kind of transition a little bit more over to the Bitcoin. My iTrustCapital account, I got out of all my altcoins over there, put it all in Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was down here about 82, I did that again and cleared out of everything, and I went Bitcoin heavy again, going back to the basics that worked the best for me when I was applying those rules there. All right, back to 21 people hanging out. Jim says, Ethereum has impressed me during this move. I said I expected deeper targets. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Well, I know she was hanging around about 31, 32, and then all of a sudden I looked at it again and it dropped down to the 27 area. Actually, what have I got going on over here? Oh, you did! You completed! Nice! She completed my pattern. Sweet. So we've got a bullish setup. Let me get rid of some of this old stuff. Nice. So we broke trend line, and oh my gosh, where did we come back to? We came back to the base got 382. Why did you not? I should tweak you over here. All right, so we're looking at and what, you come with 886? Is that right? Are you a Gartley? I've got to go to get the names for these little dudes. Yeah, okay, that falls within. It falls within the characteristics of a Gartley pattern. And we look for the, no, you didn't, did you? You did an 886, but that's really, 886 is down here. 786 was the area. So we're right there. Let me see if I can tighten you up a little bit. Alright, so this is a possible Gartley pattern that's confirmed, and it's a bullish pattern. And so our take profit for this little dude, if I go from the very high here all the way down to our bottom, we get our groovy little take profit areas here, there, and then right back over here at 40, almost 41. And the $35,000 or $3,500 area is important, because anywhere through here we could be coming back down and doing, you know, a double bottom type 2 return according to Scott Carney, and that's where the type 2 return comes from my research. It's a new take on some of the harmonics that Scott Carney's added to what's been developed over the last, I don't know, 100 years or so by Gartley and some other people. I think William Gartley was one of the first ones to come out. You know, he's got a pattern named after him, which is what this should be. There's some other variations of this pattern, but the majority of them come back, I believe, to the 786, sometimes the 618, I believe. No, right? Or am I thinking of it? Anyway. I'm not trying to get too confusing, because I know I would see people do this. It looks fascinating, and you would see these people draw these patterns and everything, but it was hard to understand. But the strongest way is when after they complete. Technically, this would be a good time to get into Ethereum if you're playing this idea. This pattern tells us this is a bullish pattern, expect a bullish breakout. These are the two main local targets, but the real juicy ones, you know, you're expecting it to actually come back up and retest the C area over here at 47, and maybe even go higher, possibly. So Ethereum, it does look like it's got a nice little play, and so I'm playing it. And good to know. I'm going to go ahead and put that target, what, 3,500 on my futures play, because I don't have a target. I don't think I've got my take profit target in there on that one. And what would that look like? I just got a 5x play. I'm not doing anything crazy, because my liquidation point for a 5x play is 23, which would be just right below the trend line here. We decided to go south, and I see no reason to try to, in case I'm wrong here, to want to get liquidated, much less, you know, stopped out. So I'm up 7% from my entry. My average entry on here after building a position slowly in Ethereum is 2781. And like I said, I am planning on opening up an exchange so I can actually show you guys some live plays that I've got. I'll probably open it with Ourbit and share links with you and everything like that, and I'll probably be using that one to hear on this stream. But yeah, I like Ethereum. It looks pretty gosh darn good. Oh right, take profit area. I'm going to close 50% of my position over here at 3,500. And this is this was a inverse perpetual trade, so I'm making Ethereum on this play. I like those. I like it when I can make Bitcoin trading perps instead of just making dollars. I don't know why, and it seems to be easier to do it that way. I've always found that it's easier for me to play the inverse perpetuals than it is the regular ones. I don't know why. Nice. MACDs are making my stomach upset, says Ave. Another chart to overlay onto the S&P 500 is the bond spreads. Added as a new pane like an indicator. Peaks usually align with the major cycles. Well, you're giving me some wild stuff here. So I don't want to do it over on that other one. Let's see if we can do it here, because I don't know how it would react. So we do SPX. Oh, this is the one we're tracking over there. So we add another pane, just throw it on the bottom. So let's try that. I may need to make a new little screen area. Alright, so we're looking for what? Let me put this over here. BAMLH0 HYM2. This one right here. Oh, nice. Well, this one lines up nice. So Jim says, added as a new pane like an indicator, peaks usually align with major cycle bottoms. Ooh, I can say that that's true. That looks like a good one. So here's a good peek. This one not so much. Yeah. Oh man, you didn't draw it over here. I thought I drew it over here. Thought I was going to draw it on this chart. Yeah, that did. For Standard & Poor's, and we're not. But we're trying to go up. So you're thinking that the Standard & Poor's getting ready to fall? Well, we on the I'm on the 4 hour, by the way. Is that the 4 hour for the? Oh, I'm on the weekly over here, though. I got it. No, I'm on weekly. No, I'm not. I mean, oh my goodness, did I screw this up? It looked so much better the first way I had it. That was a major peak. Okay, I can see how we're getting some bottoms. And when we're at the bottoms and it started going up, that's when we started losing our shizzle. This one had actually one of the local tops here, and it came down, and that's when it ran up. I hope we get something like that. Don't want to see this guy lose his weekly 21 moving average there. This looks like it want to go up though. So how are you reading that, Jim? How are you interpreting that? It says a high or low on that chart can be terrifying. And Postmodern Oddity says Bitcoin is running again. 86.4 right now. Oh, well, that's got me concerned about tech stocks, Jim, since you flipped this on me. You got me kind of wondering there. Because it looks like, according to this, that they might want to be coming down a little bit. And, well, wait a minute. Okay, let me, jeez. Okay. Let's take a look at here's the weekly for SPX 500, and wow, here's something to take note of. We just got the bearish cross here. What's going on? Do I got to get out my stocks? I've already got out of MicroStrategies. I need to get out of Tesla too. So, wow, that doesn't look good for the AI stuff. That doesn't look good for weekly. That does not look... That don't look promising at the moment. That looks like serious retesty. I would 50 moving average 382 is what I would be looking for. So are we about to see tech stocks dump? I've heard some people talking about using Bitcoin as the leading indicator for some of this stuff. Because, and one of the narratives was, you know, a lot of the tech stocks and things like that, a lot of the stocks over here, they get filtered through like your 401ks and like that, and that can kind of slow down any of the dumps. And so since Bitcoin is not quite there to that, it still makes a pretty decent indicator. If Bitcoin dumps, then it could be a sign that the stock market's dumping too. Now, Bitcoin is going in a bear market, which we definitely feel like it, and have some confluence to say that we are. I'm not going to deny that. Ooh, that could shape up for a rough-ass December here. What's going to go in the world over the next 4 to 6 weeks that's going to make everything look so rough? Oh, he says, man, we can't win. Well, Postmark says, I think crypto's ahead of the stock market. Yeah. Rishi John says, yeah, man, they're killing us everywhere. Stocks down, crypto up. Tesla, what? Oh, geez, Tesla? Man, I wasn't wanting to sell my Tesla. I wasn't wanting to sell it, but we're about to get a MACD cross here. We got the warning labels, warning signs here. I gotta get a line in the sand. Oh, you had it. So 375. I think we already looked at this idea too. Well, this was drawn back here though, March. It looks like that box is still open for business. I made a lower high there. What's a deep ass retracement? 786. Oh, you went up a little bit beyond our little comfort window there, mister. Let's see, a butterfly pattern is the one that you look at for the 786 retracements. And oh snap. Why? That's concerning. I'm not even correct on that one. I cannot see a picture where Tesla would go down to $48. I can't see that. I can't see a world where Tesla would go 48. I don't know about that one. And there's a little leeway. She's kind of breaking a few rules here for this second one right there. But it may still fall within the parameters in there of a possible butterfly, which is bullish after it confirms down here at $45. But what kind of world is it where Tesla goes to $45? Unless we're doing a stock split 10 to 1. Well, that'd be immediate then, wouldn't it? I don't even know how that would translate to the charts. That's an idea. I'm gonna leave it on there. Let me measure you. Swing high to swing low. Yeah, 886. Your candle bodies did. Yeah, that's 886. Wow. And when we come from the bottom to the top, yeah, we see our full 618 right here. Gosh darn it, that would suck for you to go full 618 on us. Our other target would be from I believe this one, the good old trustworthy 272 144. I could deal with that a lot easier. I can't imagine. I'm not happy about it, but I can't imagine. So, I may have to rethink my Tesla position over here. If we are starting to show some stuff on the weekly, I'll have to keep an eye on that one. Don't want to jump the gun and sell it and then it just respect my trend line and start going up to $500. That would piss me off. But I've got to look at this idea as being a possibility here. I'm looking more for 140 if we do it. I've got some other areas to go to. I'm not writing it down though. Well, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to take another look at some of the stocks that I'm in here. I was trying to play platinum, and I have to go with some other stuff, but I can't play the actual commodity on E-Trade. So I have to play ETFs, but what does platinum as the metal? To me, she's cheap. Now, when I was back in the jewelry business, platinum was expensive. It was close to about $3,000 an ounce. But it's chilled out a whole lot. Where are you at? We'll just go here. Platinum's at 1,500. That's from my experience back in the jewelry business and stuff like that, that wasn't bad at all. Rhodium is the one that would really, because you got a rhodium to keep your white gold shiny and white. You got to have it rhodium plated. They do that to silver too, keeps it from tarnishing. If you don't want your silver to tarnish, you go get it rhodium plated, and then it stays that nice shiny, technically shinier than silver. I see a nice channel that we're in for platinum, and are you losing it? Are you about to lose it? What do you got going on, platinum? 382, and then what? That's pretty big. Do you make a shark? Do you qualify as any kind of a... Yes, you do. Oh my gosh, really? Alright, Mr. Sharky Shark. You suck. No, you're so... So... It pretty much brings us right back to the bottom of the trend line here for platinum. Were you really? You were in April of 2025, platinum was 968. Oh my god, that would have been the time to get your platinum jewelry. Now, where's the stories I'm telling about platinum being up so high when it was up there? I'm not even seeing it. Maybe it was the jewelry markup. No, it was up there. Anyway, I sold off some of my platinum anyway to go into some of these other places, like iron. This is on the weekly. You're also confirming bearish crossover. Well, I guess I'm to me you already broke a trend line there, confirming it, or trying to confirm it. Oh, platinum, it's time to leave you. This Monday I'll be trying to take care of my stock accounts and all that goodness. Alright, well, I've been going way too long tonight. Why is this such a long stream tonight? Jim says, and one thing that has had me cautious is that convertible offerings have outperformed equities 2-to-1 in 2025, which means that these companies are leveraging up. And Solana says, the Fed won't let the stock market drop drastically. They need to maintain the GDP. And yeah, I'm hearing that argument too. If people were really freaked out, don't you think gold would be running up? It hasn't been moving at all. Well, she's just consolidating up there at 4,000. I've got a gold play. I've been playing it against Bitcoin too. You hit our... What'd you do on gold? You're 272. You should be a 113, but you don't make sense for me to be that, from what I'm seeing here. Oh man, I must have used extensions, and she's at the 2. Oh yeah, that's what you are. Okay, I got you. It takes me a minute to remember what I was doing here. So we got our 1-to-1. We got our A equals CD from here. Yeah, it's time for gold to pull back technically. And looking, I'm on the 2-week chart, and even we pull up our RSI, man. I mean, whew, she up there, and it's printing all the green up here. It's something need to happen soon, but she not broke any trend lines on it just yet. It's like it's right now testing one of them. So gold. And I know that Kyle Dupes has been shorting gold. I think he might have got in this position. He might have got in a little bit too early, in my opinion. But that might be the right call here. Market Cipher has also given us the little red sell dot right there. The money or the VWAP was going negative. But this Ichimoku cloud does not look like it's ready to stop, so I don't know. A pullback, we met the target of our AB equals CD, so a pullback is in order, and we'd be looking for a 382 pullback. So from this impulse move to there, I'd be looking at about 33. Now, what kind of situation is it that we have stocks go down and gold starts coming down? Well, maybe we don't have to look at wars as much, because usually we see gold go up a lot when the war starts getting the war drums start beating. So maybe we're getting a time of peace. That would be kind of cool. If we can pull back to here, I mean, we can start coming back to these other targets, right? 47, 45. Maybe that's when the world's going to go into World War III or something. I don't know. So if gold pulls back here to 33, that would normally mean that the market's feeling a little bit more comfortable and kind of spreading out to other places, not as in much fear. This could be, you know, some countries trying to build up a treasury too. China. China loves gold. They love that gold. That's an interesting take. So let's come down to the daily and see what we're looking at here on the daily. Short term, what do we got here? Impulse move. Yeah, you don't qualify up there. Oh, you do from here though. Yeah, I'm picking up some stuff for about 3,300. I don't know. It's not ready for it yet, but that could be on the radar here over the next, I don't know, that trajectory. If we were just to line it up with a trend line, kind of takes us into May, into next year, so maybe into January or whatever. That could fit with the narrative if we're coming back and Bitcoin's actually going to be taken off there in January. If the market's starting to look a little bit better in say the second week of January or something like that, maybe that could be a narrative for gold to be coming down and people not feeling as scared. Maybe the markets are starting to shake up and look a little bit better in January. But December does not looking like it's shaping up to be that good of a thing for much of crypto, or well, maybe a little bit in crypto, a little bump up and then lose it. But stock market's starting to look a little scary now. For what you guys have been showing me tonight, that's looking kind of interesting. I think everyone is playing the dollar right now, and when that sells off, everything's going to rip. Just my takes as postmodern. They've been playing the dollar since 2022. It's no accident the U.S. equities have outperformed everything. Dollar milkshake theory was right 3 years ago. Jim, you give me so much stuff that to think about and chew on. I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going on a 3-hour stream, and that's just something I just can't let myself do. We'll take another look here at Bitcoin. And we're still fighting with our 6-minute thing here at that 800 moving average rejection there. Oh, look! People will be looking for a head and shoulders top. And it could be. It's a little slanted. They can slant a little bit. I don't like to play them slanted. I mean, because I see, you know, other things like this rather than just head and shoulders. I tend to look at the bigger trendline things. This little guy here is technically got a 52% chance to break to the downside. So we might be pulling back a little bit, retesting a few areas here on Bitcoin. It might just be a straight out rejection. I think personally, we should start looking for some more interesting things here. Pulling from high to low over here, we're at our 786. See how beautifully that works out to another rejection point. So what we need to see is the 382 be respected, which is down here about 84.5. If I had to guess, I would be saying that the most healthy place that we could come to and bounce would be about 84.5 between now and tomorrow night. And we may see that happen. I'm going to have to cut through this wick and go through the majority of these lines here. And that would mean possibly come down and test the trend line 200 moving average on this very small time frame. But there should still be a wick. Could still be a wick down here. So it was nice for them to run us up on a Saturday. I don't know if they're planning on keeping us running up. It looks like they're trying to roll us over a little bit. We can look for 87, which should be almost about the same as our 886 right there in that vicinity that we were looking at earlier. But I'll have some hopium for there. But I'm starting to look at that 84.5. Maybe tested between now and tomorrow night or something, and maybe we can get our a bigger one to come back down. Well, you invalidate the. If you bounce from where you are now, you could be working on a 3. Elliot, what do you got over here? Let's see what Elliot's saying. What the hell is that? Sometimes I think you need to zoom out. Oh, there you go, Elliot. There's your 3-wave. Yeah, so Elliot's seeing a possible 3-wave thing here, too. I don't think it's as light. And maybe, cross our fingers, maybe we'll get that. And coming back up to top of the trend line. I could see that, Elliot. 618, 89. Because we were looking earlier about 90,000. That'd be cool, Elliot. Can we pull this off? And then here, come out a little bit more, and Elliot changes his tune again with some weird ass count starting over here, which is a pullback to trend line. Elliot, you're too subjective, my man. You're too subjective. Coming back to the 1 hour, I mean 1, 2. My count would be trying to 3, 4, and then a 5. Elliot, you got nothing to say over here? Nothing. Not even a 1, 2. Nothing. Nothing? Just over here. I'm not going with that, Elliot. So the rules of the game for Elliot, the basic stuff, the stuff that's worth remembering, we start at a bottom, we get a 1-wave, that looks horrible. We come up 1, we get 2, and then we go for a 3, and wherever it goes to, I mean, there are certain fib areas to look poor, but when it pulls back, it can't overlap the 2, right? This is or the 1. Gosh darn it, the 1. It can't overlap the 1. This is why it gets one reason why it gets confusing, right? This is the 1. This is the 2. This is the wherever the 3. But when it comes back, the 4, which would be this leg down, can't overlap this. It can't touch it or anything. It's not supposed to touch it. It's supposed to be a gap between it. And then we get a 5-wave, which could be a double top or higher. And once that can, we go through a little correction, then it starts all over again with that being our 1, 2. So you need to keep on going up, Bitcoin. I'd like to see that happen. I like that idea. But I am looking for, if we start coming down 84.5, and that's testing the 50 moving average here on the 1 hour too. Got a little confluence there. But if anything that we take away is that we got a nice little angle started here. It's a pretty shallow angle. It means that we could respect that angle for quite a while and just trade within this channel and try to make it up. I do like these areas over here, just right around 89 and 90,000. Retest the bottom part of these if you're a level by level guy. Support resistance flip area, it kind of really nails these candle areas right here. Candle bodies on the 1 hour, or actually nails it perfectly right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 14 people still here. I'm going to go to the end screen, and then we're going to try to work our way out of here from there. Thank you for hanging out. Be safe, be careful. I'm consolidating. I'm focusing mostly on Bitcoin too, and I don't know what you guys are doing. I didn't see that many requests for altcoins, so kind kind of feeling you guys are paying a little bit more attention to Bitcoin too right now. Smart move, I think. Smell it, wave theory, says Ave. Someone needs some good ass coffee. Yeah. My coffee did not have caffeine tonight. Turn the sound down a little bit. Puppy dog ain't getting no sleep. I'm not even getting very much sleep at all. If you want an idea of how banks are doing, check us XLN. Man, Jim, you're just giving me all kinds of good alpha tonight. Well, Elliot seems to think that they're getting ready to take a little bit of a tumble. Elliot, turn on. I got a new indicator here called Square of 9. I forgot to play with it tonight. And it gives you some square. You can't see it because of the big boobies in the way. Behind the left boobage over here is a little Square of 9 chart, and then over here on the right side are some support and resistance areas based on that. Well, that's kind of an interesting indicator to play around with. So it looks like banks are taking a hit too. Everything taking a hit. Looks like they've already taken some dumpy dumps here on the MACD. Let's buy at the Bitcoin. Oh, I gotta do some tweaking on it, looks like. I gotta adjust it over here. Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, I didn't have it tuned in over there on this other one either. I'm gonna spread you out to 1,000 for Bitcoin here. Interesting resistance points there. New indicator that I'm just kind of looking at. It's not doing what I thought it would do.
Bitcoin was a whisper, but I heard the truth. One cold winter night, cut the orange by $10 in the wallet, didn't know why. From the coal mine dust to the digital gold, Bitcoin changed.
Definitely got a neckline for this possible inverted or this possible head and shoulder top pattern here. Until it breaks the neckline, well, it could still be some other things. Thank you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, did Solana take a hit? Ooh, look at you, Solana. One hour got the red dot rejected on that support area or now resistant area. Let's get some of these other lines off. You're at a 786 area right now, 128. There's a 113 or 113 at the 886, but we're at a nice little area for support right now. And hoping we don't have to come down here to 75. That would feel bear market, wouldn't it? Let's see what I can do right here at this area of support, so we can get a little lift out of this one. Crypto just kind of sucks right now. But yet here on the daily, we're still up 2 to 3%. Monero's at $400. $400 make you holla. Dash. Oh, we didn't look at Dash. Dash is at... You fell though, right? You were at 70 something, right? Dash, are you losing? Yeah, you did. Well, suck ass. I guess that position is down. It stopped out. It's at a nice support area right there, though. Let's see. Did you got 227? You 227 me almost. Dash looks kind of interesting to me right now. $59. Well, you're not outperforming Bitcoin at all, are you, Dash? All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you for being here. So that says they just like so they just want it cheaper. Yeah. Solana getting back to the price where Mr. Guru almost bought into it on his average. It's about what, $12 away. His average now I think is right around 112 from what I can gather what he taught, because he sold it one time and then bought back in higher. I don't know what's going on over there. All right, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night. Let's let the little dog wave and say goodnight, John Boy. Have a good night, everybody.